Oh, dear Lord. Oh, baby, have I made a terrible mistake. A terrible mistake. One, first of all, I forgot to start the damn countdown clock when the music started, so how foolish of me. More importantly, I've decided to do a fire pit event when it's 90 degrees outside. What kind of damn fool does that? All right, let me turn the audio down here. This is all one big tech test. I'm gonna tell you that right now. First of all, we're jumping into a live stream here, and of course the smoke's gonna blow my way, all right? Let me tell you guys a couple of things that happened during the course of this setup, which I've been setting up for about 3 hours now, by the way. So there's a mild amount of dedication that has to happen to make this work. It's hot as hell, but yeah, so I've been working on setting all this stuff up, and then the wind started just really kicking up, which is why I got this little muffler guy right here, okay? And I gotta remember to switch camera angles and manage the fire and do all this stuff. I got this little muffler guy right here, and this is specifically to detract from the wind. So hopefully the audio is good for you guys, and we should be good. So you guys got audio there, yep, okay, beautiful. You guys are gonna be my eyes and ears. All right, we're too quiet? All right, let's bring it up. Let's bring it up. You guys are gonna be my eyes and ears today, because this is, again, once again, I have made my life incredibly difficult by doing an entirely different setup than I did over at the Crooked Lane Brewing. It's similar but different. I've got the lab mics hooked up. I got the Rode Wireless Go's going through the ATEM Minis and all this other stuff. So it's a lot of moving parts here. So I'm just trying to make sure that it works. And, oh, the music was too loud. Yeah, so verify now. My audio levels look good there. Perfect. Okay, awesome. And so this should all work. You can see I'm sweating heavily already. So I've got a fire going. And the wind kicked up and all this stuff. But welcome in, guys and gals, ladies and gentlemen, to the first ever Calirado Kid Fireside Chats. Now, you may notice one thing specifically, that Kyle is not here. He's not here. So I'm lonely by the fire, by myself. Can you guys believe this? Unbelievable. He's on his way. He'll be here any moment. God, this fire's hot. But yeah, there you go. So the fly's not down. You're kidding me. All right, let's see who's in chat. Let's catch up, and we're gonna jump right into business. So I'm gonna jump back and forth between a couple things here. So you guys be patient, because this is, again, a whole new setup here. So let's see. We got a bunch of people in here already. Good to see you guys. Happy Friday night. Happy Friday night live stream. The first ever Calirado Kid Fireside Chat. And yes, once again, I have decided to do a live stream in front of a fire when it's 90 degrees outside. So please bear with me. I'm counting on you guys to maintain sanity. Woo! Baby. There was a donation that just popped in. Now okay, first of all, VACMTB. Oh, absolutely awesome. Here's what I would like to know. Did that donation make sound for you guys? Did it make a sound for you guys? I need to know this. I need you guys to tell me, because I don't know if it works or not, okay? So all this stuff is I'm figuring it out as I go. Cindy is in here. Unprofessional Kyle, where the hell are you, man? Where the hell are you? By the way, when you get here, you got to turn your mic on, all right? That's a fact. That's a matter of fact. All right, the segment is in here. Beautiful. Good to see you. John, Active Life 2.0. Crispy, good to see you all the way from Oregon. But of course, Mike on a Bike, wannabe MTB. Who said they were from Australia, by the way? Somebody was in here earlier saying they're from Australia. Oh my God, I'm scrolling up here. There's so many people already. Middle-aged Masher, good to see you. Absolutely awesome. You heard a cash register. Oh, man. Okay, well, damn it. And it sounded like, no, it wasn't a McDonald's one. Did you actually hear what the sound was? If you guys heard it, let me know, because this is, again, my first attempt at this. So there you go. Yeah, he'll be here shortly. I do want to know if that sound worked or not. I've never actually been able to make it work, so I'm just quite curious as to whether or not it comes through. So we'll find out later on, I'm sure. Once again, it's getting quite hot by this fire, but I'm assuming that it'll cool down before everything gets well underway. All right, here we go. Let's get into business. By the way, this looks a little weird, me sitting here by the fire by myself, doesn't it? You have Kyle to thank for that. Whoa, VACMTB, thank you. You need to tell me once again, did that sound work? You guys let me know. Moon Rabbit Shovels, good to see you. Yes, Enlisted Trailheads is in here. Yes, the audio worked. Something I did actually worked. Unbelievable. Ryan is in here. Bundy SS Rider. Yeah, from Australia. You said it's Saturday. You're like a time-traveling mountain biker. You're all the way from the future, buddy. That's right. Kyle's limo broke down. Brian Gong is here. Wow. yeah, the idea of starting a fire when it's 90 degrees out. Maybe not my best idea ever, but it's certainly an idea that I had. All right, so first things I like to do, beautiful, I love that the sound actually worked. Was the audio okay on it? Let me know. I kind of brought it up a little bit, so hopefully it's right there. Okay, it says baby, baby, baby. All right, that worked. All right, infamous MTB, good to see you. All right, first thing I want to do is I want to jump in. Basically, every now and then I'll reach out before a live stream on Instagram and see what people want to know about, what topics we want to discuss. So one of the things that got brought up is from Trail Mesh, and he was asking about my own group ride / barbecue. Now, this doesn't come out of nowhere. This is something I've been talking about for a while. I like the idea of doing a barbecue and then a group ride. Now, obviously the barbecue would have to come after the group ride, which makes it especially tricky to pull off because, you know, you've got to have the food ready already, because otherwise we're going to ride. Nobody's going to sit around for 5 hours while ribs cook, you know what I mean? But I like the idea of maybe just bringing a cooler, like a Cambro, going out somewhere. It's already cooked. You know, we ride for like an hour and a half, just super chill, and then you come back and everybody just eats, right? I think it'd be fun. I don't know. You guys tell me. It's something that I have been working on. I just haven't been able to make it work yet. So there you go. Shut up, Kyle. My audio is not too low. You watch it. Is it too low? I'm watching the meter and I really just don't want to redline and overmodulate. So hopefully it sounds better there. I'm adjusting it on the fly. I am counting on you guys for direct feedback and I appreciate it. It's a little bit different setup. Normally I'm running headphones. I can control this a lot better, but it's very different in this case. All right, so there you go. Yep, you guys see we got the fire pit going. I got a lot of wood back here, so we could go for a very long time, which I don't know that we will, but we'll find out. So there you go. There's an idea for a group ride / barbecue. And yeah, there is bourbon in the frame. That is Pinhook. If you guys haven't had Pinhook, so far I'm liking it. I am liking it. Semi-Cindy, you absolute maniac. Thank you, dude. $4.99 donation. I'm hoping that sound, yeah, I really like the idea of that sound coming through. That's something I've been working on in the background. And leave it up to me to just give myself the proper opportunity for disaster. Like basically, there's no easy way to do this. Every time I set up a live stream, I'm doing a different setup and it's totally screwing me up. So there you go. Tim Miller's in here. Mario V, yes. Okay, so the mic sounds good now. Okay, I'm showing a little red here, but I'm counting on you guys. You guys tell me it's good. It's good.
Whoa, baby.
Sunday I'm going to be doing a barbecue actually. If you guys, by the way, I love that alert. That's so good. By the way, I don't know if you guys caught this on Instagram the other day. Basically, I just decided to randomly, I was prepping an overnight cook, basically briskets and a bunch of other stuff. And I was like, well, I'm going to be prepping this stuff at like 10, it was 10, 11 o'clock at night, something like that. And so I just turned on the IG, put the phone on a tripod and just started broadcasting live. And it ended up turning into like an hour-and-a-half long broadcast, which is ridiculous. I mean, like, I didn't mean for it to be that. It was basically going to be about me just like trimming up brisket, and I didn't think anybody would jump in. But we ended up having a bunch of people jump in, and it turned out to be like super fun. Biker jumped in live. We didn't save it because it was a bit, some tomfoolery happened, all right? So I didn't save that one, so that's just lost to the ether, right? You guys will never see it again. But for those of you that were there, you were in there for something special. That turned out to be really fun. Yes, okay, Straight Line MTB is another local guy in Sacramento. Straight Line, good to see you. Yeah, unprofessional Kyle, I don't care how the audio is for you. You need to be here physically. I don't understand what's happening. He's still 20 minutes away or whatever the hell he is. Unbelievable. Yeah, Bikesum, good to see you, man. Bikesum's in here. DC Project, yeah. All right, we got a good crew. We got a good crew on our hands. All right, so there's the barbecue ride. I think at some point we organize that. And sometime soon, All right, so next thing up, let's see. Alex Mendleski says, future videos and best trails in Cali. I'll clue you in since you guys have jumped into this live stream. One of the videos that we were talking about doing pretty recently is with Ashley. Ashley, you may remember Ashley from Trailhead Troopers. He is the greatest smack talker that lives, okay? And he's especially good at tearing me down, which you guys love to see, I'm sure. So we have talked about the idea, and he's a trained, I don't know if it's a trained medic or a trained first responder, but we've actually talked and mulled over the idea of basically making a video that centers around mountain bike injuries, like common injuries you see on the trail, and what to do if you see them. Like, for example, concussions, you know, gashes in the leg, things like that. Things that you would see on a regular basis on a trail that's an injury, but then find a way to make it fun and entertaining all at the same time. Think like black and white reproductions of an event, right? Like, oh, you know, it's black and white recreations of a crash. I don't know if we could pull it off. I feel like I need to order some fake blood and some props, but we'll see. It might work out. It might work out. Yes, Trail Talk. Good to see you, man. Want to be MTB? Yes, and yes, indeed. So that's a future video. And best trails in Cali, that's debatable. I think bike some. See, look at this empty seat over here. Kyle should be right here, not in the green chair, but in the other. Yeah, unbelievable. Kyle, it's fine. Everything's under control. So anyways, that's an idea we're working on for a future video. And we're talking about like the best trails in Cali. That's hard to say because, you know, California is a big damn state, and it's funny how little I have covered. I mean, obviously Tahoe's got some incredible riding, and even that I feel like I haven't explored much. I know DeGonger was trying to get me out to Truckee and said there's some incredible stuff out in Truckee. That's a goal of mine. I need to get out there. Downeyville is obviously like one of the destinations. In fact, I don't know, maybe you guys tell me in your guys' chat, basically, are you basically just blowing up with Downeyville invites right now? Anybody that's from this area? I know Jay was talking about going, bikers going. Everybody's going to Downeyville. Like literally every other text and message I get on IG right now is Downeyville, this date, this date, this date. Absolutely blowing up. So I'm sure you guys are gonna see that coming through. So yeah, Downeyville's a big one. Auburn's great, but there's so much. Georgetown's interesting. There's so much, and it's so hot. The fire's so hot. I'm gonna burn some leg hair off today. It's fine. Everything's fine. Yeah, it really does depend on the season. There we go. So let's see. Enlisted Trailhead says why Lycra will bring about the apocalypse. You know why? Okay, I'm going to tell you why Lycra is going to bring about the apocalypse, okay? Because people think that the tighter the clothing, the faster it's going to make you. Those milliseconds aren't worth the bulge, you know? It's not worth the embarrassing bulge. Because I'm telling you right now on a ride, it's just like, it's like a button on a fur coat. You understand what I'm saying? And it's not impressing anybody, not anybody. Let's just get that out there right now. So all these people that are not impressed, and they're going to try and overcompensate, and that's when you get into real problems. They're going to get into politics. It's going to be a disaster. You guys get the idea. All right, so let's see. What other ones are we talking about? There we go. Let me catch up on chat too, because I know you guys are in here. This is a great opportunity. I told you guys before, one of the original reasons behind starting to do live streams like this was because it's cool, because we can sit here and interact real time. You know, sometimes we talk on IG with instant messages and stuff, but now I can read what you guys are saying. You guys can chat. We can all hang out. I think it's a good opportunity. So welcome in, by the way, if you're just joining to Calirado Kids' first ever Fireside Chat. The Fireside Chat's underway, and the fire's hot as hell. Yeah, there you go. Trail Talk says even in Australia, he's getting Downeyville invites. It is a real problem, ladies and gentlemen. It is a real problem. Oh man, Spokesman. Yeah, you bring up some great points, by the way. Flow Trail, Sequel, Demo, Chutes and Ladders, Downeyville. Man, there's a lot of good stuff. And Flow Trail is one that I've had on my list for a long time. The only downside with Santa Cruz is it is a weekend trip for me. If I'm gonna drive down 3 hours, it's just 3 hours ride, 3 hours back. That's a big day, you know? I wanna go down there, I wanna stay for a couple days. And when we did the Yeti gathering, that worked out well because I brought the family and everything. But in a general circumstance, I try not to abandon them for the whole weekend. So it's like, I just got to plan it with them again, and we'll just go down and hang out, and I'll ride Flow and do all that other stuff. Bulges are like bow ties. Oh my God, yeah, 100%. Okay, let's see, what other topics do we have? Let's see. My very beautiful wife says, what is something you know about MTB that you didn't know a year ago? If you guys have been watching the channel at all, you'll probably kind of know the answer to this because of the build days we've done with Fat Track and things like that. Like, I think learning about the build side of the business, which, you know, the business is booming in mountain biking, but learning about like building trails, maintaining trails, all that stuff, it just kind of, it brought a whole new wealth of knowledge to me from a mountain biking understanding of what it takes to build the trails, to maintain the trails, and how to help. I think that's been super interesting. It's not something I knew a lot about, but I've said it before, the first dig day I did, I was hooked. Like, it was just as fun to me to do a dig day as it was to, you know, go and ride. So, the smoke's blowing right in my face. This is backfiring completely. But yes, to me, like, learning that element of the business has been super interesting. So that is like the biggest growth of knowledge that I've had. My riding skills have not improved nearly as much as I would like them to. When I came back from Colorado, my riding skills were like ballooned. I mean, it was incredible how much better I got at riding going on that trip. And then you come back here and daily life sets in, and you can't ride as much. So you kind of falter a little bit, but it doesn't change the fact that the mustache is still incredibly good looking. So I'll take that for what it's worth. Trail Monster, dude, thank you for the $6.69 donation, some coin to help pay for all that live streaming equipment. Dear Lord, do I need it. Yeah, you guys saw, did you guys look at the Instagram pictures? Like the setup is vast. It's like I got stuff everywhere. I got cables everywhere. You can see like right down here, there's just a bundle of cables going across the backyard. So there you go. Yep. Okay, beautiful. All right, yes. Yeah, so this actually, Trail Talk, this is actually the Rode Wireless Go, and if I won't spend too much time talking about the setup, but you can always DM me. I'm going straight to the A10 Mini with this, which eliminates what I think was one of the causes of delay earlier, and it's working out pretty good. So there you go. Yep, there you go. Beautiful, beautiful. Crispy's in here, man. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. All right, so, all right, next topic. What do we talk about here? Yeah, so that's one of the things I know about mountain biking that I did not know before. Full Squish Frodo says, talk about the use of social media to enhance the MTB community interaction. That one's easy to discuss. Take MTB NorCal as an example. I mean, MTB NorCal started off as an Instagram group, right? They started off basically just doing some group rides on IG. And look what it's blossomed into. And we're going to talk about dirt days in a little bit also. But the idea that, you know, the social platforms can say like, hey dude, we're gonna go on a ride. You wanna go on a ride? Hey man, I see you like riding. Let's go riding. Like that in itself has made it so much easier to actually circle up with people and find people to ride with. And now, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's tons of different like apps that are springing up that essentially make it easier to find rides. One of them is called, you guys may know about this one. I'm gonna look it up on my phone. You ready for this? Pastimes. There's an app called Pastimes now that essentially allows you to set up group rides, organize events, and then make them public. So that, say for example, hey, I'm gonna go ride Folsom Sunday at 2 o'clock. And then somebody can just see that who has the app, and they can say, hey, I'm gonna join. It's kind of like Meetup to a certain degree, but it's more tailored towards actual activities like kayaking, mountain biking, things like that. So that's sprung up recently. And of course, there's another app that's going to launch really, really soon, which is the Bike Rider app. And I think they're launching June something. I'm going to get the date wrong, so I'm not going to say it. But you can pre-order the app now. And it's essentially another method to basically organize group rides, organize events, and have a wealth of resources, right? I think the hardest part when it comes to mountain biking is, you know, trying to find events, So like, is there a race going on? Is there a big demo day? Is there something like that? And the Bike Rider app is trying to solve that problem by basically having one spot to go to for that information. And like, that's the one thing we're missing, I think, in my mind, because it's hard. Like, it's always hard to find what's going on. And sometimes you find out about it after the fact and you're like, dude, I totally would have gone there had I known about it. Like, that's super sick. So those things I think are going to become more and more prevalent. And it's hard to do, right? It's hard to like scan every region. I think from what I heard, they did an interview with Mark Hill from the segment, and they talked about they were basically going to start with California and then expand out from there, the Bike Rider app. So keep an eye out for that stuff, because I mean, there's some really cool stuff on the horizon that basically is just going to make everything more accessible for all of us. And I totally dig that. No, it's not called Tinder, Savant. It's not called Tinder, Savant. You watch it. Savant is the unicorn, by the way. Savant is somebody who I have like talked with for a long time and have yet to ride with, and he's like, what, like an hour and a half away from me. For whatever reason, he's playing hard to get, and I don't appreciate it. All right, there you go. Okay, I'm gonna add another log to the fire. Now, if Kyle would have been here, he could have padded for time. But you know the benefit of the setup that I have right now is I'm wireless, baby, so I can actually talk. Thank you, segment. Mark Hill, thank you, man, much appreciated. And Mendeleski, I'm going to answer your question in just a second. I'm going to need a refill on bourbon, but we're going to add another log to the fire. And again, the benefit of what I got going on right now is I can actually talk while I'm doing it. So here we go. Oh. Now the crazy thing about this is the fact that I'm already like sweating profusely. But you know what? That's all right. I'm going to add some more logs to the fire. We don't want that fire going out. Like the funny thing is, the whole point of this whole setup was to like basically have this great outdoor night shot with the lights and everything. And Jay messaged me on Instagram, and he's like, you realize it's not going to be dark out by the time you start the stream, right? Yeah, I know, Jay. All right, watch it. Take it easy. Take it easy. All right, Kyle will be here any moment. Don't worry. I'm sure he's going to screw it up. I got his mic sitting over there, but he's not going to know how to turn it on. So we're going to have to go through all that when he gets here. Trust me. Your favorite group ride. My favorite group ride. This one's going to be easy, and let me see if he's in here. Yes, Spokesman is here, so Steve knows what I'm going to say. The Crested Butte Chasing Epic Trip. I don't know if you'd consider that a group ride. It was a big group of people, but that is some of the most incredible riding I've done with a group in my mountain bike career. And I have not been mountain biking that long, so it's not an illustrious career by any means. What I lack in mountain biking talent, I make up for in good looks. No? All right. Anyways, but it was absolutely incredible. With Chasing Epic, we went to Crested Butte. We went and did these amazing trails, Monarch Pass. We did a bunch of other stuff, and it was just stunning. There's a bunch of videos. I actually didn't do many videos on that actual trip with Chasing Epic, but BKXC did, and they're basically all on his page. Uh-oh. Who's this? Hi, Kyle. You're on camera, by the way. You can just jump in.
Is it this one, that one, or that one?
It doesn't matter.
That one?
I'm controlling the cameras. Hi. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in Unprofessional Kyle. Hi. Let's make that awkward. Yeah. So,
this is empty.
I know, there's bourbon right there. You need to pour it yourself.
Why do you have the bourbon right next to the
Okay,
fire?
look, get your mic on first of all, Kyle. All right, so here, there's a button on the bottom of that. You're gonna hold it down. I didn't do it yet, right? Okay, you guys are watching this happen in real time. For those of you that are listening to the audio podcast, which I'll surely upload later, I apologize for, for all of this, because you're just gonna be tuned out a long time ago, trust me. Yeah, Crusty Butte. All right, here we go. I'm gonna catch up on chat while Kyle awkwardly gets his mic on. Don't worry, I'm sure everything will be fine.
About a big button?
I'm just really, yeah, under at the bottom. Just hold it down until you see the blue light and you'll be fine. I'm really glad that he put the mic on before he turned it on.
Testing, testing.
God, dude, that's really close. Let me see. Okay, you guys gotta tell me how Kyle sounds.
Bippity boppity boop.
Okay,
The
talk
fire's
again.
like really close to me.
It's really close to me too, Kyle. Don't get uppity about it, all right? It's
like
nice and toasty. I've been sweating for the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Actually, 30 minutes. 30 minutes for that matter.
Well, see, now I can't see the chat or anything. I'm just out of the loop.
Okay.
Oh, I can look at it on my phone.
You can look, yeah, bring it up on your phone. I was thinking about that. I was going to set up a second monitor for you, Kyle, but
Yeah.
it's just too much, and then there's no way to capture it. All right, so we're going to have to move the cooler off screen, though. It's kind of ruining the shot, you know, but there you
What are
go.
you talking about? The cooler's part of the shot. This is a classic Playmate cooler right here, okay?
Okay, fair enough.
If your dad didn't have this, then probably didn't know your dad.
Fair
I'm
enough.
Sorry. But
All right, we got a question from Row Pieces. How would you rate Salmon Falls as far as difficulty riding it for the first time tomorrow? Salmon Falls, it depends on which part you're hitting, okay? If you're hitting Skunk Hollow, let's go over to this camera. If you're hitting Skunk Hollow has a big climb to start, and then, you know, it's kind of middling double track. Don't ride Skunk Hollow, all right? Go to Darrington, ride the Darrington Trail out and back, and if that's your first trail out there, it's a great XC trail, back and forth. It's awesome. It's one of my favorite XC trails. In terms of difficulty, I would rate it a blue. You know, it's got some chunky sections, a little bit of climbing, but everything you climb up, you climb back up, down. And that's basically where I started my mountain bike career, is I would go out there and I would make it about halfway and turn around because I wasn't physically fit enough to do it. And then basically, after that, I slowly got better and better, and I would make it further and further down the trail. And then eventually I was able to complete the whole, I think, 16 mile or 12 mile or whatever it was. So if you're going out there, I would just recommend taking the Darrington Trail, start with that. Unless you're looking for gnarly stuff, it's not super gnarly. The new stuff that we built out there is pretty easy and pretty easy to ride. Multi-use trail. Now there you go, Kyle's in here.
howdy. How's
All right.
everyone doing?
Yep. Okay, so Kyle needs more gain, but I think, wait, talk, Kyle?
This is me talking. What's up? This is so what I've got here is a Solid Ground Brewing Company Trango Tropical Hazy IPA, and yeah, tropical mango Trango. You know, it's really good. It's a local Placerville brewery that somebody you know here might be going to work for on Monday. So.
Is it that quick?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Kyle's got a job change coming on.
Yeah, today was my last day at my now previous employer. I'm kind of jobless right now, I guess you could say.
Okay, for
For a
about
couple
2 days?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, welcome in, Kyle. Glad you can make it here. Yeah, so there we go. Kyle might be a little bit louder. Oh, the Crashing Dad is in here. So Kyle's got his phone out. He can see chat now. And he's looking intently at Crashing Dad's message and trying to figure out how to retort.
Well, hang on, it's gone away now.
No, it
Yeah.
might be.
Well, you said, where am I? I'm like, I just got here. What are you I'm on camera. Hi, Shane. Hey.
Good to see you, everybody. By the way, there's a couple questions that I didn't get to that I was specifically waiting
Can you
for
make
Kyle.
this thing any closer to the fire?
You're going to be out of the shot if you get way back there.
So hot right
Yeah,
now.
why are you
I'm
wearing
literally-
pants, Kyle? I
I'm
thought
burning.
we agreed on no pants
We
today.
didn't discuss the you know, the.
It's a fire
You know,
side
what
chat.
do you call that? What
Kyle?
is it called? The, you know. What's that called? That's gonna bug me now. I'm not gonna be able to get away from this.
They say Kyle's audio is a little bit low, but I don't know that I can individually control him. We're both coming through basically.
Oh, you want me to mess with it?
But I don't think, I think I've got his audio gain maxed out at the moment. Let me see.
What do you?
Wait,
oh,
let me
boy.
see. Yeah, I think it's just because Kyle naturally talks quieter than I do.
Oh God, yeah, that's definitely true.
Yeah.
I can try to be loud, but let's see here.
You guys are just gonna have to
Well,
deal
I
with the
don't
fact
know.
that Kyle's a little bit
This is
quieter than me.
fancy. I'm not gonna start touching things.
Okay, there you go.
Proximity, I think that's the word I was looking for. We didn't discuss the heat proximity.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, Kyle's
We've moved
concerned
on.
about the heat coming off the fire, ladies and gentlemen. I'm
Very
here to
hot.
tell you that,
So hot.
yeah, fires are generally hot. Again,
Generally, and the whiskey's right next to it. It's just okay.
we're
There's some
warming
things
it up.
going on here.
We're waiting for you, Kyle. You're
Okay.
here. You're here.
I don't
Now
have-
that's what's
I don't
important.
have like anything to put the beer on or anything. I guess this is the aesthetic over here, so I probably can't relocate that.
Jesus. All right. Yes. Okay. There you go. Okay. There you go. Just put the mic lower so it's more directly hitting
That's a
his
good point.
voice.
I forgot that was something that crossed my mind earlier.
See, this is why Brian Kennedy is a wealth of knowledge, because he can tell us what to do and what we're doing wrong. But the problem is, again, I talk a lot louder. So this is why you want granular control of a broadcast, which is generally why you have each mic on its individual fader, because then you don't have to do this.
Okay. How's that? Is that better?
Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. So, you know,
I don't care
generally,
how it looks. I'm more concerned with how it sounds.
we're totally sidetracked, but we're getting more viewers than ever from just us rambling about how screwed up this whole thing is. By the way,
Who sets their beer down? That's a very good
this
point.
is exactly why you do tech tests ahead of time. But the problem is, Kyle decided to show up 35 minutes late.
Oh, first of all, 25 minutes late.
Okay.
And actually, you got started kind of after 7, so it's really like 20 minutes late.
Well, yeah, but I
gonna
started the fire right at the 7 o'clock mark.
Yeah.
For anybody who was here for the
Well,
start of the stream, got to see the start of the fire.
I guess I can make my excuses. I went to go look at a house, and that's the only time I could go. And houses out here are selling in literally days. So it's kind of like the house is going to sell by Monday. So either we got to see it or we didn't. So it is what it is. Had to be a little late. I was going to be early, didn't work out. Pretty
Yeah.
usual, standard.
Oh my God,
What are you
yes.
gonna do?
Okay, we're gonna get back on topic. We had two major important
Okay.
questions that we had to discuss that I was waiting for you to get here to discuss, Kyle, okay?
Okay.
Here we go. So we already covered a couple questions from Instagram because people were jumping in and they always like to
I was
ask.
watching.
Yeah, I know. So you know what was going on. So we have
Yeah.
two questions that are pertain to you, Kyle.
Oh boy.
One of which is from MTB Flowrider. He says he wants to know about Kyle's future modeling career.
Yeah, I'd like to know about it too. Is it going to be hetero or is it going to be open-minded? We don't really know. We haven't discussed it. I need to talk to an agent. I really haven't gotten the ball rolling at all.
I'm a firm believer that money is money, Kyle. So no matter what,
That's why, yeah, though we just don't, I don't know the details as far as, you know, what it's going to be. Yeah, you're right. Money is money.
And the secondary question that we had is, Moon Rabbit Shuttles just literally asked about the legendary mythical hero, Unprofessional Kyle. Maybe you can give us a brief synopsis of what makes you Kyle. He's gonna hate this question, I can already tell.
Oh, God, oh boy. First of all, when you say legendary and mythical, the only thing that comes to mind is the legend of Moonlight Leatherfoot, okay? And if anyone's legendary and mythical, it's him. I'm just me, man. I'm not great at anything, and I try to do as much as I can, and it just makes me unprofessional, because I'm never going to be professional. I just do what I can. I don't know. There's not much to it. I'm just a dude, you know, sitting with another dude, having a beer.
I'm just a dude disguised as another dude. All right, we get
Yeah,
the point.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
There you go. Yeah, exactly right. Straight line MTB. 90 degrees, not hot enough. We got to throw on more stuff on the fire here. It's absolutely nuts. What kind of maniac does a fire pit when it's 90 degrees out? Look, planning has never been my strong suit. I've told you guys this before. It's pretty obvious that planning has never been my strong suit with anything,
Sure.
but especially with you know, planning ahead for weather and all this stuff. In fact, the wind kicked up really heavy right before we started the live
that.
stream, and then guess what? It's not windy at all right now.
Done.
Yeah, so instead we
Yeah.
got these big old wind muffs on here, which Brian actually recommended to me, and I think they work out in the long run, obviously, but
Yeah.
now we just look like we look like we're about to start a cheerleading
Little,
squad.
That's elite, yeah. I mean, yeah. Pretty
elite.
small. Pretty small. I mean, you can't there's not a whole lot of team spirit going on these mics.
No, no.
Some.
Trust me, we're going to bring it back to mountain biking, ladies and gentlemen. Don't you worry. I've got plenty of topics to discuss tonight, but Kyle's here. I wanted to celebrate Kyle. It's exciting to have Kyle here. Kyle's somebody that has migrated from here to Colorado and all the way back, and you guys know our storied past. He's basically my jelly to my peanut butter, or is it?
Sure. I mean, I was thinking more like peanut butter and banana.
Nobody says that,
Ever
Kyle.
had a peanut butter and banana sandwich?
Not unless you add honey to it. Is it good?
I could go, yeah. I mean, you could, you don't have to. Bananas are sweet on their own. You know, I'm gonna have to try that now, though.
All it takes is a seed, ladies and gentlemen. I just have to plant the seed with Kyle, and he'll run with it. You just gotta.
Man,
he says he won't, but he will. He will run with whatever I feed him.
Speaking of bananas, I love chocolate-covered bananas, and at Dirt Days, they had a booth there which just blew my mind. They literally had frozen bananas. You could dip in. They dipped in chocolate, and you could put a topping on it, and you just have like a chocolate-covered banana with like Oreo crumbs, which is what mine was. However, the downside to that is that when you pay, right, you pay cash and then you get it, and then, okay, so you got the thing in the one hand, you got the cash, and you got your wallet. So it's like, okay, well, how am I gonna put the money over? So you gotta put the big dark colored banana in your mouth, and then naturally the people that walk up are Robert, Biker, and Dugonger. The first time I met really Dugonger, they all just walk up, and I'm like, guys, you couldn't just wait. You couldn't just let me get this.
Whoa, baby,
come around the corner.
baby.
Like, what do you got in your mouth, Kyle?
Big black banana sprinkled in nuts.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Just let me be me, okay?
All right, we got a man on a road trip who just made a $4.99 donation. Brian Kennedy, I think I know that guy. He goes by the name of BKXC. Brian, thank you. And he says, and he knows some secrets about me. He says he wants to hear all about the goat that once roamed this backyard. And he's 100% right. Okay, so let me tell you guys a short story about the fact that we used to have a goat here. Now, we're in a residential neighborhood. This isn't a farm by any means or anything like that. So back here, here's the long and short story of it, okay? Kyle, I'm gonna tell you this. So we go out, my wife's family has a ranch out in Elk Grove, okay? So we go out there one day, and he's got a bunch of random stuff like llamas and horses and a bunch of other stuff. Yeah. Well, one day we go out there and there's this like baby goat, maybe like this big. And so I go out there, the baby goat's out there, it's got a Home Depot bucket lid wrapped around its neck, okay? Like a hole cut in it. So there's a Home Depot bucket lid, right? Think of like a dog. You remember when the dog goes to the vet and they get that cone?
Cone of shame.
It's like a makeshift, what is it called?
Cone of shame.
The cone of shame. It's like a makeshift cone of shame, right?
Okay.
So we go out there and it's got this Home Depot bucket around his neck like this. Not only does he have the thing around his neck, but he's also got a rope tied to it with like a little, not like a barbell weight, but it's like a 2-pound barbell weight, the little round ones, right? Tied to it. So this little goat, this little rambunctious goat, I'm like, what possible security measures could you need for a goat this size? So we go out there and we're like, this thing's adorable. So we basically go, okay, that's pretty cool. And so we get home that night and we call her dad and we're like, you know, that goat was pretty cool. Like, could we have that goat? and he's basically like, why would you want a goat? We're like, I don't know. It seemed like it was awesome. He was so awesome, right? And so basically what happens is he talks to her grandpa says okay, and that night at like 10 o'clock at night, he brings the goat over to the house with some hay. Okay. This is awesome. So here we go. We got a goat now, all right? The goat comes in. It's 10 o'clock at night, whatever, we got a goat. And so basically this goat comes in, and we're totally sidetracked now. Thanks a lot, Brian. We're not talking about mountain biking. Everybody's gonna leave. So the goat comes in, and we're like, this is adorable. All right, it's time to go to bed. So it's about 10:30, 11 o'clock at night at this point. We're like, all right, great, perfect. So we close the door, turn off the lights, time to go to bed. And so all you hear is, meh. Yeah, you say, okay, that's adorable. This little goat's adorable, right? Meh. Oh, this is so adorable. Meh. Uh-oh.
Oh, what? It's bedtime, goat.
Uh-oh. Like starts getting louder and louder and louder, and it's like 11:30 at night at this point. And the only thing we could think of is like, what in the actual hell are our neighbors going to think about this? Like all of a sudden there's this loud goat like going off in the middle of a neighborhood. I guarantee you somebody just woke up and like, what is that?
Like, what are they up to?
Yeah, exactly. So
our new neighbors.
What
are
happens
a little wild, Susan.
Yeah, so what happens is we ended up waking up and we went and came out to this sliding glass window and we laid some blanket, we kind of shushed the goat, cool, great, everything, he was cool. Same process, went back to bed, started the whole process again. So
Yeah.
after the third time, we basically come out and we sleep next to this sliding glass window because the goat, like that was the only way for the goat to be chill. It just wanted to be hanging out. It just wanted to hang out.
It's goat dependent.
So ever since then, the goat was the coolest. He would hang out in the backyard. I'd come home and he'd jump up on the trash cans and look over the fence when I came home. It was, what you don't realize is that goats are like adorable and they're actually pretty smart.
First of all, who doesn't realize that? Because, yeah, I mean, it's pretty much well-known fact at this point that goats are adorable. Pretty sure everyone's wife wants a goat. Mine does.
I know for a fact my buddy Chad wants a goat. He wants Tom Brady, but he can't have him, all right? So there you go. There you go. You guys got the story of the goat. So yeah, in fact, we had a goat back here, and it was odd. It actually got out in the neighborhood once, and the wife had to chase a goat through the neighborhood in her pajamas, and it ended up running into a neighbor's garage. It was an adventure.
Was it? I'm almost positive if you have goats, you're actually maybe legally obligated to have a donkey or something like you, like I think, was it goats? Maybe it's not goats. I'm almost positive it was goats that you have to have like a donkey or something.
Yeah.
To keep away like mountain lions or something like that.
Here's the final story of the goat. No, you're making it up, Kyle. Here's the final story of the goat, by the way, because basically this goat got rambunctious, and it was around this time that we moved to Denver, right? So we were moving to Colorado, and it was like, there's no way you could bring a goat to Colorado. Like, what kind of maniac would do that?
There's a lot of goats in Colorado.
Yeah, but you know, you don't just bring a goat on the plane or whatever the hell we would do. We're not
probably the wrong type of goat.
We had to rent a place, so we're like, all right, what are we gonna do with this goat? We found somebody that had a ranch, and so they basically brought the goat in as a companion animal to the horse. But goat was always a little bit ornery, and he kind of got a little bit out of hand at this ranch apparently. So the last we heard of goat is that he was kind of trying to headbutt the old racing horse that he was supposed to be a companion animal to, because he was kind of bitchy. But he was cool with me. But so anyways, I don't know what eventually happened to him.
Bad goat.
But I can tell you that the companion animal thing didn't last long, and I've never asked what actually happened to him. So
went to the family farm after that.
Yes. He's not around anymore. Let's just say that. Thanks for bringing up some sad memories, Brian. Thanks a lot.
How did we get to the goat thing? I don't even remember.
Yes.
What was there context of that?
I guarantee you guys we're going to bring this back to mountain biking. And in fact, I'm going to add another log to the fire, but I'm going to start a topic that Kyle can get us going on first. And then I'm going to add another log to the fire. So I wrote a couple things down because that's how organized I am. We're going to talk about dirt days shortly, but one of the things I would like to talk about is some of the lessons learned since starting YouTube. Now, you can provide some insight on this. You don't do a ton of videos yet, but you're basically in every single one of my videos now, Kyle. So I want you to start this topic. Things maybe like that you've learned or seen or you've kind of whatever during YouTube. I'm going to throw a log in the fire.
Okay, something I've learned since starting making YouTube videos is that I like the community more than I like making videos. I've made a lot of really good friends on YouTube, and honestly, that's like, at this point, that's by far more important to me than having a channel at all. Like, it's pretty much social media for me, or social networking. Can you pour me one? Yeah. Perfect. So I don't know. I mean, as far as like editing goes, I don't know. The bottom line is you don't need to get too far into it, but as soon as you start getting into it, it's like everything just comes at you like, oh, you know, if I'm gonna, you know, cut all this together, my audio kind of sucks, so I'm gonna get this you know, After Effects, whatever, this sort of like post editing for audio, and then you got to do your video, then your audio, and it's really easy to get caught up in how many different things you can do better. And that's probably the biggest reason why I don't make a lot more videos, because I want to make stuff that I don't feel like I can, and it just comes a self-fulfilling prophecy where I'm just no longer making videos because I just don't think I'm going to make the videos I want to make, and then I'm literally not making anything. It's a problem. It's a real problem, but that's something I'm trying to work on, and I'd like to make more videos, but I mean, honestly, as long as the community's there and I can still have the friends I have through YouTube, that's the most important thing to me. And yeah.
I will tell you that as you talked about this, that was great content. The wind shifted and just pushed a lot of smoke right in my eyes. So you're a little blurry to me right now. But it's kind of like it's like a loving haze. It's like kind of like, you know, that's really what it is. Things I learned on YouTube since this whole thing's begun. I think community, like you said, is probably one of the biggest thing, and the friendships that have formed. It's absolutely insane how many friendships have been formed from simply doing this stupid thing of like producing silly videos and uploading them and all that stuff. It's like, you know, it's evolved obviously what I've been doing, but like just these,
Whoa,
it's like
baby,
mind-boggling
baby,
how many
baby.
people I've met just
Yeah.
through this process. And maybe
And,
it's
like-
just because of like putting myself out there, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know,
like really good people too. Like not just like cool people. Like Shane is like family to me now. I was even talking to, after that last live stream we did, Enlisted Trailheads, Byron. Apparently, like we get on super well, and I'm like, this is so weird how often I run into people who try to make YouTube videos of mountain biking, and we're all kind of in this like small YouTuber sphere, but like every one of them is like almost you know, kind of a, not a soulmate, but with
Yeah.
kindred spirit. Like
Yeah,
it's a
yeah.
Whole, it's like a whole network of kindred spirits now, and it's just kind of bizarre to me. And it's so cool.
I would
that
have to
that's out
say
there now.
you're basically all in the same boat and it's got a hole in it and you're all trying to
Yeah.
just dump the
Yeah,
water
we're all
out of the
just
boat at the same
bucketing,
time. That's
yeah.
the best way I could describe this whole mountain
Sure.
bike YouTube thing. And you guys that do it probably understand exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah. This
Um,
thing has some heat, man.
yeah.
It's like
God.
98
The
proof.
smoke shifted, ladies and gentlemen. The smoke shifted, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, but okay. So first of all, Crashing Dad donated $4.20. That's makes sense because he's from Colorado. He donated $4.20. BK blew it with a $4.99. There's obviously a better number. No, Crashing Dad. BKXC is a pure spirit, and he would never degrade himself with such a number. There you go. What do we got here? All right, there we go. Okay, we're catching up. I'm catching up the chat. And yeah, so that's one of the biggest things is community that I've learned through this. Yes, I use Premiere Pro to edit. Oh, you're using Final Cut. We got a bunch of different other stuff. But I mean,
Whoa,
another thing that I
baby,
learned, and it's
baby,
been interesting
baby.
because as this whole thing has evolved, which I started from just doing POV and doing all that stuff and really just pushing the humor out there, is now the evolution of like the videos that I'm making now,
Yeah.
which is like, the downside of that is because I've said it before, like I said it, like I don't know if I've said it publicly, but almost privately, that it's like almost unsustainable, like how far I'm pushing this.
Exactly. Yeah,
Because like my
totally.
time is very, very limited, unfortunately. It's like,
Yeah.
So,
There's.
I have to
there's a-
open up more time to make this crazy stuff that I'm making, which is because it's not even that good. Like if it was that good, I'd be getting tons of views. But look at like
Right.
look at the amount of work I put in this Dirt Days video that I can't even get people to click on. It's like it's still doing really well, but it's like maybe it just doesn't appeal to a mass audience. Who knows what the real formula is? I don't know. I'm getting distracted.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
getting
know.
distracted.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of wondering as to how the hell you make enough time to do all the editing you do with your full-time job and go riding all the time, because you're either working, editing, or posting an Instagram story running into bobcats and things.
My
and wondering if
Instagram
it's a
stories are
house cat.
legendary, Kyle. Absolutely legendary.
It's like, first of all, let's just talk about that bobcat.
Yeah, let's
Like,
talk. Okay, first
you
of
act
all,
like that was a house cat.
No,
Like,
okay.
this is like-
hold on. I want to cover the donation by Trail Monster. He says,
God.
gotta get to work soon to patrol the mean trails of Tucson, Arizona with the Trailhead Rangers. Yes, sort of the antagonist gang of the Trailhead Troopers. Trailhead Troopers, by the way, is something we'll probably talk about tonight.
Oh,
but
yeah.
as of right now, yes, thank you so much for the $7 donation, man. I really appreciate it. I still hope the audio is working on those donations. Trail Monster, good to see you. Glad you could stop in. Hopefully you will be in Sedona, because I will be in Sedona for the Mountain Bike Fest out in November. So hopefully to see you out there. There you go. Yeah, so by the way, hopefully you guys follow me on Instagram, because last night I went on a mighty random night ride, and this thing turned into be like a nature ride of epic proportions.
which is not the first time in the last month.
No, yeah, I did another one recently where I saw
Very recently.
rattlesnakes and a bunch of other stuff, but
Yeah,
last
it's all
night,
that last night was the deer. Well, you saw deer last time too. I think.
yeah, but this time like they're all out at night, so I saw at
So they're
least
creepy.
at least 20 deer. I
Oh
saw
my
at
God.
least 50 to 60 rabbits. I kid you not, at least
Wow.
50 to 60 rabbits just all along the bike trail, American River Bike Trail. This isn't even mountain biking.
Right.
And then I saw 3 owls, at least 3 owls that were
Okay.
just flying right out in front
There's
of
a
me.
lot of owls out here.
I did not know that.
I've seen. Growing up in Roseville down the way. There's owls like everywhere. We see them all the time.
The
They
word
make
on-
this crazy screech. You hear the screech more than you hear the.
The word on
Yeah,
the street
fun
is they
fact.
come out at night.
Yeah, it's true. Bats, same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. I know. There's a word for it.
Nocturnal?
Nocturnal. Yeah.
Nocturnal. Yeah, nocturnal.
Noct-
So
I know.
yeah, if you guys didn't see that
It's a joke.
Instagram story last night, it was crazy. And not only that, I was riding, and there's this park called William B. Pond Park. And as I'm riding up the bike trail, and this is a paved bike path, all right, back and forth, there's tons of rabbits out in this open field where there's like picnic areas and stuff. And so basically, this rabbit a bunch of them just haul ass towards the trail, like not in the opposite direction like you would think they would do. They haul ass towards me. And I'm literally watching this happen in real time. It's pitch black outside. All I have is a headlamp like this.
Right.
And basically, I'm just sitting here and I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it. Dude, dude. And then all of a sudden, bam, the rabbit goes under my wheel. Like I run over
yeah.
this rabbit. I run over the rabbit, Kyle, and
You know, stayed upright. You didn't like crash or anything.
he didn't. No, I stayed upright. He didn't die.
Did you front wheel run over it or both wheels?
It was front wheel. I tried
Okay.
whatever I could not to murder it, but then I lost sight after that. So I'm assuming it didn't die. I was gonna, I don't know. A lot of people wanted me to barbecue it, which probably would have been inappropriate.
Yeah, it would have been tough to field dress and take it back in a sanitary way, I would imagine.
Yeah,
But
but the
could be
truth,
done.
but the truth is, like, I mean, who's gonna miss a rabbit when there's hundreds of them out there? I mean, let's be honest.
I get really nervous about them when I ride motorcycles because, like, in fact, I try not to ride motorcycles at dusk, especially.
Yeah.
Dawn and dusk, but dusk is much worse because I live up in the hill. And yeah, dude, if it's not the critters, it's deer. But the critters are out all the time. There's squirrels running across, bunnies running across, and yeah, if you're going in a corner and one just gets under the wheel enough, it doesn't take a whole lot to put a motorcycle down.
Yep.
Makes me nervous.
Yep. So, second topic of discussion that I wanted to talk about tonight was an event that just happened here in Northern California, and a lot of people were there. You were there. I was there.
Yeah.
It's an
my
event
birthday
called.
or my anniversary. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good. Yeah.
No, not your anniversary, Kyle. I'm talking about Dirt Days, an event called
Oh.
Dirt Days put on by
Oh, yeah,
MTV
Dirt
NorCal.
Days.
Now, if you guys
Yeah,
saw my
yeah.
recent video, it's about Dirt Days, but let's talk about what that event means for this area. Like, let's talk about how the event went. Let's talk about what the event means, and they just announced Dirt Days 2020, so we'll talk about that in a second too.
2021. Yeah.
2022. What did I say?
20.
2020?
No.
I'm a damn
You-
time
I
traveling
thought you
mountain
said
biker.
2020 and I meant to say 2021. I was like, no, it's 2022.
Yeah.
Whatever. There's a lot of twos.
We have no clue what year it is.
Yeah, whatever.
Yes.
The next year.
Yeah,
Second
100%.
annual.
Let's
That
talk
one.
about it, Kyle. So, Dirt Days was incredible. It was put on by MTV NorCal. It started as a vision, right? And I
Yeah.
think I was talking to Sean Don at the Crooked Lane Brewing live stream that we did,
Yeah.
and they were basically telling me how it just started as once they started seeing the amount of people that were coming to the group rides, they were like, what if we put on an event, like something just that simple?
Right.
And basically, what you got out of that was an incredibly cohesive mountain biking event. Like, I was telling them it was mind-boggling how smooth everything went. Like, that's
Yeah.
crazy to me for a first
Yeah,
ever event
it
for
was.
these guys.
And it's something that you wouldn't notice if you were attending it and
Yeah.
didn't really like, if you were attending it thinking you were going to a mountain biking event, it was exactly that. And that, like, the thing about that most people won't realize is that in itself is a huge feat.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if you can go to a brand new event that's never been put on like that by them or anything, it's
Yep.
the first time doing it, and it feels like a regular mountain bike event.
It's
like,
crazy.
that's out of the park. Because, like, if you've never tried to put on an event before, oh my God, I'm getting smoked out.
I know, that's what makes them
Yeah,
adjustments.
it doesn't usually work like that. So, like, if it feels like the event it's supposed to feel like right off the bat, like, that's a massive accomplishment. And I know they understand that and they appreciate that. But I just want people to understand, like, that's a huge thing. Like, if it worked out that well first time, it's only going to get better. I mean, that was a huge confidence inspirer. And it maybe helped that it's all fresh off the heels of all the COVID stuff because everyone's excited to go out and the attendance was there. But actually more interesting to me than the attendance was the vendors. Like,
Yeah.
there was a lot of vendor presence, like real
Huge.
mountain bike vendor, that you'd see at any, maybe it's not Sea Otter obviously, but I would honestly say it was comparable to a Fat Tire Festival in Colorado that we usually go to. Maybe a little smaller and definitely less people because it just
Yeah.
gets crazy blown out. But really, I mean, it was almost the same type of thing, just scaled down slightly.
But the thing is, like we were talking about, one of the things that not restricts the event, but it also maybe adds the charm to the event, I think, going forward, is the fact that Nevada City is pretty small. So as a result, you're all together. Like, you're not getting separated by big group rides. I've never been to Sedona Mountain Bike Fest. From what I understand, they need to organize huge group rides, and it's a spacious area. Like, we had one central hub in Nevada City.
Yeah, I mean, like, Sedona is, oh my God, I can't believe you haven't been to Sedona. You need to go.
I am going. It's in November.
Yeah, okay, it's so good. Yeah, I mean, you kind of have like three main trailheads, and that's also kind of nice though, because if there are a lot of people there, and it gives a chance for people to spread out, which can be beneficial.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I didn't really see it be too much of a problem, but I mean, everyone going down Hoot
Yeah.
could become problematic, get congested. There was like someone went down, and then everyone kind of backs up. But also, if you're going to an event like that and it's a big group ride, don't expect to just be bombing down the trail.
Well, that's what cracked me up. There was a couple people literally trying to set PRs or something. Like
Yeah,
they were
like, that's-
hauling down there. I was like, dude, it's like there's a kid in front of you. Like, just chill out.
Yeah, blatantly ignorant because
This is more a celebration of the mountain bike community than anything.
Yeah,
anything,
it's about
anything.
the community, and it's about, you know, if you want to go out there and go as fast as you can, go out there during like not peak times, especially not event times. If you're going out there for an event, go out there to ride for fun.
Yeah.
And to, you know, make friends and to talk to vendors and things and take advantage of that space where you have all those vendors in one place and you can talk to the representatives and get an idea of their products and everything. That's what those events are great for.
Whoa,
And you know, go on the trails and get people taking pictures of you like me, and then they sit on my computer and I haven't uploaded anything yet.
I want to go on a rant. I didn't get any good pictures taken of me. This guy Brady,
have
he's
a
a hack,
bunch.
all right? He's a hack. He
I have
didn't.
a bunch.
No, he
Oh,
didn't
he-
take it.
oh,
No,
you-
I joke because this guy took.
Sarcasm. Okay, yeah.
He took
But
incredible
also I have a
pictures.
bunch of you.
He took incredible pictures, but I was so loaded down with camera gear that I didn't even get a chance to ride. I got that new Specialized Turbo Levo or whatever, and like I had a drone attached to one side,
I saw.
and I was
have evidence of, yeah.
and I was riding with my Sony. With the other, so I'm literally just carrying like, 10 pounds of camera gear. I can't ride fast, so I'm just trying to get in position to take shots, and so are you because you weren't in riding shape. So
Right.
we're basically
And
out there
you're
on the trail, not enjoying this riding event, but to me, just seeing everything that was taking place was totally worth it. So
Yeah. Well, yeah, and yeah, especially so. I mean, like I said, I hurt my foot doing something very reasonable and not completely
have we
ignorant
talked
and
about that on one of my
unprofessional.
live streams? We did, right? No. How you injured yourself?
We'll
We'll talk about it later.
So.
Yeah,
Anyway,
nobody
what-
wants to hear that. I'm
what-
sure nobody in
no,
chat wants
but
to hear that.
That's not the point.
Yeah.
The point is that I had injured my foot so that I couldn't ride, and I still like made sure that I could make it that day. In fact, this is actually a good plug too, because a couple weeks beforehand, I had dropped my suspension off at Full Flow Suspension Works, or Full Flow
I
Suspension.
think it's just full flow suspension.
Full Flow Suspension.
Yeah.
And
But it does work.
which is in Auburn. They do work. Yeah, can confirm. And actually, this is kind of interesting because I have an MRP fork, being from Grand Junction, where like everybody rides MRP suspension because they're from there.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's super common. I mean, it's as common in Junction as Fox or Rock Shocks.
Yeah.
And so I needed to get my fork service because I had some fork seal leak, and I started calling around, and like nobody services MRP. They like ship them out to some other place, and I was like, well, I don't want to do that. I want to have someone local do it. And Full Flow Suspension is one of the only shops in the area that does it in-house. And I went in there and talked to the guy, and he was a really cool dude.
Sweet.
And so the other thing was that he had said that the lead time was like about 14 business days, and Dirt Days was about 7 or 8 business days
Yeah.
away. And I had said, oh man, I was gonna try to make it to that, but you know, whatever, I gotta get this done. Maybe I'll just go out there anyway. Friday, right before Dirt Days, he actually called me up and said, oh, I got a note here. It said you wanted to go to Dirt Days. Got your fork done, got your shock done, and we'll have it out there for you if you want. And I was like, oh man, that's fantastic. I did hurt myself though, and I won't be riding. But man, I do appreciate that you put in the extra effort to have it done in time. Like, man, if I wasn't injured, I would be like so stoked. And I'm still stoked, but it was like, yeah, I mean, like, good on them. And I just wanted to point that out and shout them out because that was fantastic. They did better than their lead time, got it done in time, and that's fantastic. And I've ridden the bike since, and it's been great.
Well, I think anybody can attest to the fact that like supporting local businesses
Yeah.
has that tendency to reward you in that regard. Like meaning like Ride BSC is another good example, a local bike shop here in Sacramento. I've gone to them regularly, and one time I literally had a 2-day window or maybe less. I was going out of town, whatever it was, and I was like, hey man, if I drop my bike off now, could I come pick it up in a couple hours? I got the kids with me, we're going out to Folsom Lake. No pressure, if you can't get it done, I'll just take it. It's not a big
Right.
deal. And Tyson's like, man, just leave it here. We'll figure it out. I'll give you a call if I can, if I can't. So we go out to Folsom Lake. I'm running the kids around, and he calls me up like a half hour later. He's like, "We're gonna get it done for you, man. We're gonna." And what it was is we were gonna go ride Georgetown, like the next
Oh,
day.
yeah, that's right.
The next day. And so I made a post about this, but it was like he was like, "Dude, I cannot let you ride this in Georgetown. You're gonna die." Because I had a couple things that I needed. I had a couple spokes that were loose, so the wheel wasn't true anymore, and then the brakes, the lever broke. Or no, the shifting lever broke out at Hoot when I shot that Hoot video. So he was like, I got it all taken care of for you, man. Just come pick it up. And those guys were incredible. And it's a matter of just
Yeah.
supporting local businesses. And once you
Yep.
develop those relationships, maybe they can kind of help you
And I will
out.
say too, that's a lot harder to come by out here in Sacramento, where the population is a hell of a lot more saturated
Yep.
than like Grand Junction.
Yep.
It was pretty easy to find a great bike shop out there, which I mean, Shane the same way. Over the Edge on Fruta, another fantastic bike shop. It
Yeah.
was like, I swear to God, I took my bike there a whole bunch of times. I really feel like I owe them money. Like,
Yeah.
And most places you go to, you feel like you're kind of getting gouged a little bit.
Yeah.
I always felt like I like owed them. So I dropped them off like beer and tequila and whiskey and stuff, but still, like, those guys, they're great shop. So yeah, I mean, it's worth it to do your research and look around. And there are a whole lot of bike shops around here. It's worth looking into them all.
Dude, I think
Go in
there's
there and talk
I
to
think there's a
them.
lot of incredible bike shops in the area. Before we get to that, I'm going to talk about it, but I wanted to thank again Trail Monster, donated $5. Sorry, Trail, it took me so long. We were mid-conversation and I didn't want to interrupt, but Trail Monster, thank you again, man. Yeah, I will make sure that we ride in Sedona. Let's all circle up. I think that's really exciting. I've mulled over the idea of broadcasting live in Sedona, so hopefully that's something I can make happen. Yeah. But Trail Monster, make sure, dude, we ride together out there. We got to make that happen. Yeah, you know, Brian was a great example of somebody who always pointed out the idea of the bike shop and the missing the flaws of bike shops. And like, I didn't realize that until I went to a bike shop that was bro-y, you know, or like,
yeah.
that was like, you weren't in the cool club when you went there, right?
Sure. Oh,
but then
I know I got 2 shops in Junction
Yeah.
area that are exactly that, and I'm not going to name them because that would be rude.
But I got so lucky here, and we are so lucky here because there is a lot of great, really good shops. A-Town Bikes, Roseville Cycling, Ride BSC, and that's just to name a few, but all of them have rave reviews, and it's funny because everybody has like a different view of.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You got the blue and red vlogger lights in the back, like,
Yeah.
such a niche touch that I can't believe you did.
You guys seeing this?
That is so Joe.
I couldn't test these lights. I couldn't test
What's
these
that
lights.
red light. Oh, there's a blue. Oh God.
I couldn't test these lights until it started getting dark, so I just threw them back there, and they've been on the whole time. You just noticed them, Kyle?
I didn't look over there. I was trying to pay attention. Like, I can't stop thinking about there's a hole in the fence right behind your head, and I can't stop looking.
Don't talk about the
like,
shoddy
man,
workmanship
it's a good thing
out
you don't
here,
have that
right?
little baby goat, because it would go right through the fence. That's all I can think about.
Can I tell you guys a
yeah.
story about how long it took to set this whole thing up? Because these lights didn't exist a day ago. I was literally out here on a ladder hanging these things up and stringing them to the roof, and then I put those lights back there and I strung those up over here, and it's just a whole involved process that I was like, let me try this concept idea of doing like a fireside chat and see if I can make it work. Yeah. I mean, the time will tell if this actually works or not, but who knows? I mean, everybody in chat will have to let us know. But there you go. I mean, it was a ton of, I had to set all this stuff up, and I've been setting up for 3 hours today to get all the camera angles right, and it's just, I want everybody, people think I'm complaining, it's not that, I just want them to know how hard it is, okay? That's all, Kyle.
Okay. Hey, real quick, totally curious, is this camera 1, 2, and 3 on your deal from left to right?
1 is this one.
Right.
Camera 2 is this one, and
right.
camera 3
That's what I said.
is the global.
That's exactly what I said. Yeah, I thought so. I've just been paying attention. I just want to know which one. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I care.
I'm glad you noticed, Kyle.
I care.
I'm glad you noticed. You don't know what, oh,
No,
you
nice.
I care. See, I have yet to wire up like the lights on the cameras, because that's the next step. It's totally neurotic. I mean, I'm telling you, 3 hours plus setting up for this thing, and then that would be cool to have the red lights on top of the cameras, like a broadcast setup. That'd be pretty sick.
Oh yeah, so you can know. I mean, not that I'm looking at him a lot. I just like, I'm just kind of curious if both of us are. Anyway, whatever. It doesn't matter. Let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on. So we talk about dirt days. We talk about all this stuff. You know, one of the things I wanted to touch on also was the idea of like bike customizations. It's one of the things I talked about on.
I've been thinking a lot about that lately.
But it's one of the things I talked about on the Segments podcast the other night. Maybe we should get your views, or maybe you should get my views first, because my views are probably not going to be as in depth as yours.
Okay, I have some recently thought about things. Okay, so I'm not sure if this is an entirely necessary context, but pretty recently, you were there. Yeah. So we went on that that ride on those trails by that place and the thing. With the build.
Sure.
Okay,
Are we talking about secret stuff?
That stuff.
Okay, good. Yeah, back to you, Kyle.
The trails in Swindon, those ones.
Oh, Swindon, you say?
Swindon, yeah.
Swindon?
Yeah.
Aye. Righto.
So it was like, give me biker and then stickered and that other guy, I can't remember his name or anything, but so like, cause Richard was stickered and that other guy that he does powder coating on frames. They're talking about working together and all that, and I'm not gonna get into that, but it really got me thinking, like, you know, the powder coating thing is super curious to me because as I have a 2017 Santa Cruz Bronson, and I've had it since 2017, so that's what, 4 years now? Yeah, math. 4 years. So I've had it for 4 years.
It's one thing we're not strong
It's got
at.
4 years of hard riding on
Yeah.
it, right? Which it should. And that means it has scuffs and scrapes. Even with some frame protection I have, it's got some scuffs. So the cool thing I started to think about was, I'm personally not crazy about the idea of personalizing a brand new bike,
Yeah.
at least for a while, because it's kind of nice to have a brand new thing. Maybe that's where stickered is kind of nice because you can personalize it without
damaging it permanently.
change.
Yeah. Yep.
But I've got a 4-year-old bike and I've got a bunch of chips and things, and it would actually kind of do me a favor to sand it all down and then paint it, and I can just do something completely different without having to buy a new bike, especially with this market right now.
Sure.
The both used and new are insane, because if you can find a new bike, buy it. If you find a used bike, it's way overpriced because it's just supply and demand. But yeah, so like for me, I could get the feel of having a new bike, at least aesthetically, because I can have it completely changed in color, and then like work with stickered and get decals to make it look like a Santa Cruz Bronson still.
Sure.
And I thought that was a really cool thing, and that had not occurred to me until I think when they were talking about it, I started to really run the thing, and then I went back and looked at my bike, and I was like, you know what? That's not a bad idea. Like, I love my bike still, but at some point, no matter how much you love your bike, you just kind of want some new.
Yeah, quite
want
literally
some
give it a new
change.
fresh coat of paint. Yes.
Yeah, literally, yeah. So, and as much as it I don't know, I don't have a clue what it would cost to paint the frame, but it's a lot less than buying a new bike. I'm sure of that.
Yep.
So, and that's just an interesting take on it that I recently thought about.
So I'll tell you my idea of bike customization, all right? So basically, here's what it is. I played video games for a really long time in my life, and unfortunately now that I am fully involved in this whole YouTube thing, I feel like I'm editing all the time and stuff, so my nights are not consumed with like recreational stuff as much as they used to be anymore. But one of the things I always hated about video games was the character customization screen, Kyle.
I'm picking up ladies over here.
He's got a ladybug. There you go. It's camera 2. There you go.
Can you see? Was that a 50 mil lens on there?
I don't appreciate Kyle breaking down my rant. All right.
No,
Kyle, we're back to me.
It's a 50 mil lens.
Oh my
right?
God, we're talking about ladybugs now.
I picked up some ladies over here at Joe's place. Don't tell my wife. Wah! She left me. Go figure.
But look, in video games, I always used to have these character customization screens. You would go in and basically it'd be like, oh, you want to spend the first 45 minutes of this video game customizing the nose of your character?
Oh, yeah.
No, I sure as hell don't. And so basically, like, that's how I feel about bike customizations too, with colors and stuff. It's beyond me. Like, I want somebody else, if they handle it, great. But me, I don't want to pick it. Like, I've told the story before. Basically, I went in and ordered Onyx hubs and all this stuff, which are super pricey. And I got the wheel set built out, and they're like, what color do you want? And I was like, I'll just take black, Like, you know what I mean? Like, I could have gone purple. I could have got red spokes. I could have got all this stuff. And I was like, I just want plain, because I don't. It's funny because like my personality is so far out there.
Yeah,
but yet I want plain colors.
I mean, you know what would be great for you is to get an 80s themed bike style. I mean,
that would be
great.
incredible.
Something to match the music you like to play.
Yeah, that is true.
That'd be great. Something like I'm thinking like Kit car. What is it? What's that? The one with Hasselhoff. The Kit car.
Hey,
yeah.
Don't hassle the Hoff, all right?
I have nothing to say.
All right, I'm going to the wide cam because we're going to pour some more whiskey.
Hey, yeah, what was I going to say? So you're talking about you don't want so much as far as like a paint job, but what about like doing like stickered where he just...
No, I love the idea of stickered. I told I told him that. I was like, dude,
because that is also customization where you have to pick colors.
No, I think it's absolutely awesome. I love the idea of that, but I can't pick it for myself.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm just like awful at design.
What about saying, hey, if you want to experiment with any types of colors on this color bike, I'll buy the stickers to try them out and see it, and then maybe you'll like it because you're pretty indifferent to color schemes anyway.
That's what I need. I need a graphics guy.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing about, like, I've actually had kind of this issue with trying to get tattoos lately is, like, I really want, it's hard to find someone that has the same kind of image that you do, but at the same time, like, you want to let them do their thing. And so, like, if I could tell someone what I want, but I'm like, man, I don't really know if you're going to do it the way that I'm thinking. And so, I don't know. With stickers, it's a much lower thing.
Yeah, because a tattoo, you're committed for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Because, like, to bring the two together is, like, okay, I want to do a paint job and stickers like this and that, and then it's going to be hard for it to be exactly what you're thinking.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit easier to say, hey, you know, maybe these colors, or kind of just do whatever you want. Let them kind of decide things. It's a little easier. So if your thing is that you don't want to pick a color for them to do it, but you want to change it up, maybe just say, hey, just kind of do your thing.
Yeah.
I want kind of subtle, but do your thing.
So Steve's in here, spokesman MTB, and maybe I do need to hit him up for graphics because I have been mulling over the idea of merch. It's something that I put off for a long time, and I honestly didn't even consider it until recently. I just figured I needed to get like 5,000 plus subs at least, and I just like, I don't know like how well it would do, but I've been considering it as of late, and I came up with this cool design. And I don't know if I can unveil it here because I haven't prepared to unveil it, but I might be able to get in front of the camera and show people what I'm thinking as like a t-shirt design.
Okay.
There's a couple things.
Not like a logo refresh, but just like an
No,
additional...
not a logo refresh,
Okay.
but as like something that could work. And you guys in chat,
Like
let me
that.
know if you guys want a sneak
Okay.
peek because the people that are here might want a sneak peek. I don't know. You could tell me. But basically, I've been working on this idea, and again, it's not the dick beard. But I was thinking about something. I don't know. Like I'm not a graphics guy, so I have to like.
Yeah.
I have to look for things and know what I think is cool,
Yeah,
and then
but
I can
you're
say,
like,
well,
but
let's
I
do
want it
something like that.
Like that, but unique. Yeah, I like it. Same thing again with tattoos. I have the same problem. Like I am not a visionary. Like I cannot do graphic design at all. I can't tell someone how I want something. I'm just like, I don't know. I like these things. Can you make it together? Like I saw this picture. That's really cool.
Yeah.
But you know, I don't want their art. I want your art.
Yeah.
But I want it to look like that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a weird. Yeah, I totally get that. As a non-artist minded person, that's something I can relate to.
Okay, I'm gonna unveil this to you guys, and you guys are gonna think this
I
is.
was gonna say.
You guys are gonna
bring
think
it up. You're
I
gonna-
know I shouldn't have brought it up, but here's what it is.
Ridiculous.
So here's okay. Like, there's no way for me to do this other than to switch to this camera right here, and I'm gonna bring it up because I've got it in my photo roll. I was working on a sketch, and okay, so bear with me, guys. Bear with me. I'm gonna see if I can get this in focus, and you guys. All right, I'm not gonna be able to see what you're seeing, so Kyle, maybe tell me if this is in focus or not. All right.
Oh well, I've got a delay between my phone and your.
Well, you gotta look over there. So,
oh my God.
here's the thing I'm working on, and you guys can still hear me. It's just fine, but like you're not gonna be able. Is this in focus?
Yes, it is.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
All right, here's
Very
the idea.
focused.
I found this design, and I kind of dig that, like the idea of a t-shirt, right? But imagine here, this is my drawing capabilities, but here's me, a back shot of me, a silhouette, and then there's a camera in one hand, in the right hand, and then I'm thinking like the bike in this hand, right? And then here's my
Yeah,
sky deal,
totally.
floating up in the sky,
Oh, shit.
and maybe this circle is actually like a bike tire. You see what I'm saying?
Totally.
Like kind of like a cool, slick. That's my drawing skills. But does that make sense?
Yeah, I was paying attention the entire time. I wasn't thinking about that. I couldn't remember which of these whiskey glasses was mine.
Oh my God. Anyways, I probably shouldn't unveil that to you guys because it's probably never going to come to fruition. But I was messing around with that this week. Anyways, I'm going to take my seat back, Kyle. Get out of here.
Oh, okay.
Which one's yours?
I think that yours had more in it because I didn't pour that heavy.
Okay, fair enough. I did pour you
Oh.
pretty heavy.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, the Kyle's spending the night tonight, by the way,
I
guys.
just noticed. Wait.
Huh?
What? Is that table slanted?
No, yeah, 100%. All right,
Okay,
we're back.
It looked like the bottom of the glass was slanted. It
We're
must
back.
be the table.
We're back, everybody.
We're back.
Anyways, there you go. There's a sneak peek for you guys. I appreciate people that jump in the live streams. That takes a certain amount of commitment, and I appreciate you guys being here. So if I can give you some live sneak peeks into the mind of the Calirado kid, I will. I had a random thought the other day, by the way, also about like developing like a video where it's like a Back to the Future style time traveling bike where like you're going downhill, and if it hits 80, you know, whatever, say like, what's a fast downhill speed? Because I don't know.
It depends on the trail. I mean, on the ribbon in Grand Junction, you can go 50 miles an hour.
Okay, so let's say, for example, the speed is, let's say if you hit 40 miles an hour downhill, you go back in time. And I want to do like, go back and like into the 80s and like have a headband and like something like that.
40's quite quick. Maybe we go for like 33.
Yeah, maybe 33 miles an
You
hour.
can find a 33 mile an hour trail fairly easily.
It's so
nowadays.
dumb because like that takes so much work graphics wise and all other stuff that would need to make that happen.
Yeah.
It's tomfoolery.
Yeah, totally.
All right, who's in chat here? Riding Dirty is in here. One Eye Blind jumped in.
Well, hang on. Now you got me thinking because you could definitely. It would be really fun to like put some like lighter fluid down and do the flame line, and just that's the only shot I care about. But just to make that shot make it to a video with context might be worth everything.
Yes. All right, so here we go. Yeah, pretty neat idea. Thanks, Live from the Loam. Yeah, it's, I don't know, like, I'm not a graphics guy, so But for some reason, I like that design. I like the idea of like that back silhouette of the camera and the bike and the drone, and it just kind of looks heroic. And that's what I envision myself as. I envision myself as incredibly heroic. Kyle, would you consider that accurate?
I would consider your vision of yourself to be, yes.
Oh, I forgot the best part, Kyle. I forgot the best part.
Okay, shoot.
Under the logo, it's gonna say, "A legend in my own mind."
Oh yeah. That's a given.
Right?
That's a given. Yeah.
Dude. Okay, so that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking, guys. I don't know if it'll ever come to fruition, but there you go. A back shot. Uh-oh, Christy.
What?
Yeesh.
What?
Yeah, what? I don't like the placement of these lights, by the way. I need to put them wider, but we're going to worry about that in a minute. All right, who else is in here? Bike Summit's still in here, of course. All right, so we talked about a couple of these things. Let's see. I can vision that. Good. Yes. Yes, we will. Steve, I'm going to hit you up for sure. I'm going to hit you up. Yes, absolutely. Jump through the burning ring of fire. Okay. What else was I was thinking about, we talked about dirt days, bike customizations, and let's talk about, what are you doing?
This one does not have a slant. This does have a slant, doesn't it?
Yeah, they're hand blown.
Yeah, but, oh, okay.
Are you drinking out of the wrong one?
Well, I was just so confused because I swear that one had a slanted bottom, and I was like looking at this one and it didn't, and I was like, what did I see that wrong? Anyway.
Look, I don't appreciate you talking about Bike Sum that way. He does not have a slanted bottom, okay?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. Did you see that video from X-Checker?
Oh yeah, he
might
sure
have
did.
A slanted bottom.
Yeah, he might have a slant. Yeah, 100%. So I want to talk about the age of bike parks right now. If you guys aren't from California, maybe you don't get this. Maybe you're having this in your area also. But the age of bike parks is happening right now. What I mean by that is basically, yeah.
I just want to make sure that you clarify because until I moved here to NorCal, bike park meant exclusively lift access bike park.
Very different.
And I swear, maybe it's just because there isn't a whole lot of jump parks out here, or out there rather.
What would you consider it?
But, well, I guess bike park is fair. It's just that, like, until I moved out here, every time someone said bike park, I would think a lift access bike park.
I agree. I understand.
Or alternatively, like berm park, you know, where you pedal up and you run down, but not a flat space with jumps. Kind of jump park, I guess, would be what I would think of that as. So I just want to make sure people understand the difference.
That's a great point.
If anyone else is confused by that.
That's a great point. When we talk about bike parks, we talk about pump tracks, we talk about, you know, small dual slalom courses, not lift access bike parks. So I guess the definition here is quite a bit different because in California, it's almost impossible to find an actual bike park.
Like
North Star exists, but not like traditional bike parks in that regard. Yeah. So smaller scale, like local bike parks, local.
Well, like Truckee, I think, well, because they have a jump situation. I think they also have some. I don't really know. I've never been over there. But
the point is, we're talking about smaller scale.
Yeah.
So let me get back on topic because Kyle has a tendency to just interrupt me constantly. I don't appreciate it, Kyle.
I would never interrupt you.
No, it's fine. Everything's under control.
Even say that I'm interrupting you.
No, it's yeah. Okay. Damn it, Kyle. All right. So basically, what we're talking about here is the idea of like small pump tracks and things like that. Now, things have happened with Granite Bay, and we'll talk about Granite Bay also. But some things have happened here locally that have really pushed the knowledge base of what people understand is happening. And so basically, there are several bike parks that exist currently and several that are trying to come into fruition. Look at those big words I use. You see that?
Fruition. Yeah.
Was that impressive?
Not particularly a long word, big in vocabulary points maybe. Scrabble, probably big word. Yeah.
It might be the biggest word I know. But so Auburn Bike Park exists, and they are currently in their second phase of expansion here. And basically what they have is they have a pump track, they have a dual slalom course, and it's a place you can go and just hang out and do repetitions.
I'm an idiot. It's 8 letters. Sorry.
Wait, what's 8 letters?
Fruition. The mic might have picked up. I said seven letters. It's 8 letters.
Kyle, I'm glad you can count better.
Fruition. Ion.
You see, this is what happens, ladies and gentlemen, when I give Kyle some good whiskey.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
8 letters. Not that big a word. That's the point. Appendix is a bigger word.
Auburn Bike Park exists. They're currently in their second phase of expansion. They celebrated 1 year. We've got the Fair Oaks Bike Park. Garrett from Family Freeride has been promoting. They're trying to get a second expansion to take place to get some stuff going on.
Do you know?
You're interrupting me again. Hold on. Let me finish my rant.
What's pertinent to what you're talking about?
Okay, go ahead.
It's on Fair Oaks Bike Park.
Yeah,
I was going to say, I don't recall if they had posted sort of a layout, like what they're thinking. Are they putting in jumps? Because I know currently Fair Oaks Bike Park is pump track only.
Pump track only at the moment, yeah.
Okay, but are they planning on doing jumps or more of an enhanced pump track?
I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure, so we'd have to look that up on their site and all that stuff. But they're currently just trying to get approval for it. So you're talking about Auburn, you're talking about Fair Oaks, you're talking about all these different locations. The Elk Grove Bike Park exists, which you guys know, Aaron from MTB Adventures helps maintain
Highlights that a lot, yeah.
Yeah, and so we were on his live stream recently. And
Right.
not only that, but Rockland is...
Oh yeah, that's where we talked about the
Yeah,
I forgot.
so not only that,
You're
but Rockland is currently fighting for a paved pump track. And
Yes,
so
I
they've...
have, and that's why I
Kyle, let me
wondered about-
finish talking for Christ's sake.
I
Jesus.
can't.
Who hired this guy? Who let him on this live stream?
won't-
Let me finish my rant. Okay, hold on.
Okay,
so
go ahead.
look,
Go ahead.
they're working on a paved pump track, and
Right,
they have gone to
Rockland.
the city council. They have looked for approval, and all that stuff is taking place as we speak.
Right.
And so it's curious to see like all these things building to like this, like everybody in the area is fighting for dominance, not dominance, but like a place for kids and adults
Whoa,
to come
baby,
together
baby,
and do awesome
baby.
biking. I think it's
Sure.
cool.
Yeah. In fact, dominance is almost the antithesis of that. It's more of like a union,
Yep.
if you will.
A joint
yeah.
collaboration.
Well, yeah, it's sort of a stand against the man almost. Like, and it's fantastic, honestly. So I just moved back out here from Colorado back in August. So I've been here less than a year. Grew up here, but in the last 5 years, I've been here less than a year. So it's really been extremely recent that there's been so much attention with all these bike parks. Auburn Bike Park just came out. I just learned about Fair Oaks Bike Park, and then they're trying to expand. Rockland is, like he said, literally in the process of trying to put in like a soil. What is it? It's not. Is that soil tack? That asphalt? It's like asphalt.
Yeah, exactly.
They're
Yep.
trying to put that kind of like a really established, pump track out there. And again, Elk Grove's seen a lot of attention, even just since I've been here.
Yep.
I went there not too long after I moved here, which had already been worked on a lot. And even now, they just expanded it slightly, or not expanded it. I don't know if they expanded it, but they redid a whole lot of it. So there's been a whole lot of attention, and it's just fantastic to see. It's like it's inspiring to me that there's so much community outreach, because in a smaller place like Grand Junction, like it's there, but I mean the population itself is only so big.
Sure.
So the people, if you have, let's say 5% of a population that is mountain biking, it's probably higher there. But
Yep.
you have even a smaller percentage of those people that are going out and volunteering to work on the trails. And so here, there's a lot of people, and I feel like until recently, there probably was not a whole lot of volunteer effort, but it seems like that's been growing exponentially. It's been going up like Bitcoin. It's crazy.
And that's kind of the thing that we talk about as we kind of transition to this whole Granite Bay situation, which if you guys aren't familiar with the Granite Bay situation, has been just this absolute debacle, all right? So Granite Bay,
Right.
Folsom
You're
Lake
talking
is a state
Folsom-
park,
Yeah,
all
Folsom
right?
Lake, SRA.
Yeah, it's a state park, and so basically there was these illegal jumps that were built back there for years. Okay, they've existed for years. So I get both arguments of the story, and so I'm not here to argue sides. What I am
Right.
saying is that I think the end goal of what's going to come out of the fact that those were bulldozed is the community understanding what it takes to legally get things done, or maybe get
100%.
the proper amount of support to make it happen.
I totally agree with that. I think that's the nail on the head right there, because can we get bogged down on this for a second? Because I don't know that I've
I don't want to get
talked about
too deep because people aren't going
Just
to.
a little bit.
By the way,
Okay.
before we get into it, I want to thank Ride and Dirty. Thank you, man. He says $5 thrown in. Joe, come to ride Snow Summit with me next month. I'm going to be down in SoCal July. I'm going to hit, what's that bike park up there in July? I'm going to hit up there with God, what's the name of it?
Wait, where?
Santa's Village. Santa's Village.
Oh,
so,
shit, I had no
yeah,
idea.
hit me up. DM me. Let's see if we can make it work. Okay? I'm getting a lot of smoke in the eyes. Okay, get
Yeah.
back to it, Kyle. Go. Ugh.
Oh, where was I? Yeah, and I feel like I may have mentioned this because I think our last stream was right after that, so I was thinking about that. But my immediate reaction to Folsom Lake bulldozing those jumps was kind of like, yeah, okay, like we can't really say a whole lot because yeah, it's on the state recreation area, it's non-sanctioned and all this jazz.
Yeah.
But then like after seeing the just intense backlash from
yeah.
the whole community, what my thoughts sort of transitioned to, okay, like, they make a good point. Like, some people may be a little rash about it. Like, they're not completely in the wrong, at least legally. But when you think about it, a lot of trails, the whole 18-road trail system in Fruita, other than maybe new additions, started as illegal trails. And I'm sure a whole lot of trail systems all over the country started as illegal trails that
Oh, a
then
lot of
got
them. Yep, a lot of them.
sanctioned and all that. So it's like, I started thinking about that, and it's like, I can only imagine what it costs to rent multiple bulldozers like they did to do that. And it's like, how much would it cost to put up signs and just sanction that area, kind of, post the, I don't know what the legality is, I'm not a lawyer, but sort of a release of liability of like, enter at your own risk and all this stuff. And so like in Grand Junction at the lunch loops, there's multiple signs at the jump park there.
Sure.
That say, ride at your own skill level, blah blah blah, kind of like label the different things between easy and difficult, and just give people an idea that might just stroll in there and see those and wonder about it. You get kind of a layout of what to expect, or just understand not to get in over your head. How much more would it cost? Taxpayer dollars. They don't generate income other than what is intended to sustain itself. The state parks, right? That's the idea is that they generate enough money to sustain themselves. That's the goal, but really it sounds like their pockets are probably getting lined by people in the area, which that whole area is known for extremely wealthy people. It's a very known thing, and probably those people didn't like those jumps being there, got in the way of their equestrian lifestyle, and I love horses too, but that more than likely had something to do with it, because if you've ever been to Folsom Lake when the lake is slightly low, people are parking everywhere, driving all over the place. There's just an absolute gross amount of just environmental impact, and the jumps were probably the least impactful on the environment, and they warranted renting bulldozers to level them. And I just like, after kind of really thinking about it, I was like, yeah, that's arguably very inappropriate.
Yeah.
Especially when a lot of the people riding those jumps are buying parks passes, myself included.
Look, Kyle, I appreciate your thoughts on this subject, but one thing that's been bothering me this whole time is the placement of the lights. I put them in the wrong spot.
Oh,
look at them, they're too close together. Would you guys agree? Paul the punter's in the house, by the way. Look at the benefit of having wireless mics is the fact that I can go back here.
ADD
Wait,
as I am.
okay, so hold on. We got the red ones over here. Okay, hold on. We're gonna fix this. There's tons of spiders. I'm probably gonna get bit.
Were we on camera 3? Okay.
Okay, hold on.
Camera 3.
Yeah, everything's fine. Everything's under control. Don't worry. This is happening real time.
Pretty ADD. I mean, the whole time, every time he starts talking on a tangent, I really wish you were on camera 2. Let's go. Let's go over here and go to camera 2.
Okay, there. Is that better? Is that better?
What's up, camera 2? Okay, no. So the thing is that the whole time he's talking, I'm looking at the hole in the fence behind him and thinking, man, that hole in the fence can let a lot of things through. And I'm thinking about, okay, we got 1 through 3 on the cameras, and I'm watching, and I can't help but think about all the other things going on but what he's talking about. And now we've learned that it's the same,
Kyle!
in his case, because he's worried about the lights.
Okay.
Well, I was making a good point. You can't even see
the red one's screwed up. Yeah, the red one's screwed up. Damn it, guys. All right, this is all going downhill now.
Okay. Back to the camera that matters.
No, everything's fine.
What's up, guys? I just want you guys to know also, this camera is at least 10 feet away, and it's pretty close on me, right? So it's got to be at least a 50 millimeter, right?
Kyle!
Yeah.
It's still not quite right. That's fine. No, everything's under control. Don't worry, guys. We're here. It's fine. Yeah, I should change the color. It's just, the symmetry's not quite there. It's fine. This is a trial run. Kyle's here. That's what matters. Kyle's here. You guys have tuned in just in time. There will be some s'mores. In fact, I got some s'more stuff right back here.
Yes.
Yes,
yeah.
we're going to make some s'mores in a little bit. Don't worry, because what Fireside Chat.
We're 1.5 hours into the stream. How long
is it really? Holy hell, we've been going for 1.5 hours.
I'm 1 hour into it, but you're 1.5 hours into it.
Yes. Well, no, it's fine. It's fine. We got it. We're just talking bikes. We're talking bikes. You guys can let me know in chat, by the way, if there's something specific you want us to cover. We can do all that. In the meantime, we're just kind of discussing. I mean, it's a great fireside chat, and we're talking about bike parks. We're talking about all the things that are happening here in Sacramento, but there's a ton of stuff going on elsewhere. My understanding is, what's that new trail in Palisades in Colorado that's just opening up? The Palisade Plunge.
Do you want to
Do you know much about it?
Yeah,
here, I'll switch cameras for you. Yeah.
You better put it on this. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I just want to say, two spokesmen said it's a 120. There's no way that's a 120.
No. You want to know what lens that is? It's a 50.
It is I've been saying a 50 the whole time. Eat a dick. Okay, sorry. Okay, we're Palisade Plunge. What do we want to know about it? I don't know a whole lot about it. Pretty much everything I've seen is on social media. So are we assumed to stay on
Okay, before we get to that, Paul wants to know what's in the cooler, and Paul takes priority because he's gorgeous.
Okay, let's just start here. When I first put the cooler there and here, Joe wanted to make a point about it's in the shot and it's ruining the shot.
Yeah,
and I wanted to make a point that the Playmate cooler is a staple of the American.
Can I tell you something about Kyle's Playmate cooler? Okay. It doesn't open the right way. Okay, look, most coolers open. God. They always open from the thing on the top. But now look at Kyle's cooler.
Let's get into this.
Let's get into this cooler. All right.
Okay. So for MTVing Adventures, Aaron's live stream weeks ago. Joe and Aaron could not figure out this cooler.
No.
And I thought it was crazy until they pointed out that they were trying to open it from the side. Like, there are coolers that open on a side button here, but this Playmate here by Igloo, it's a button on top, okay? It's right here. Boom. Okay, we got cooler stuff. This is fancy. You know, this is not ice. This is an ice pack. Okay.
How many of you guys grew up with a cooler? It didn't open that way. It opened up from the side things, right? Yours opened from the top.
Thing with the thing. Okay. If we can talk about the beers in here for a second,
Sure.
I'd love to highlight them. So I'm gonna work for these guys on Monday. I didn't even realize that I did a half and half on this.
I mean, Kyle, they're not paying endorsement stuff for this live stream, so I don't want you to spend too much time on this. Okay, you understand?
Okay, we're good. Did I grab the wrong? I grabbed the wrong 3-pack. You know what? It works out. I tried to organize which beers I was bringing and I mixed them up. Okay, so what I've got here from Solid Ground Brewing Company in Placerville, well, Diamond Springs, California. I've got the Sipka, which is a Czech-style Pilsner, underrated beer style. Keep an eye out for it. It's gonna boom. It's gonna be the new IPA. Some say.
I apologize in advance. It's gonna be a long explanation. You guys just dial in.
Trango
I'm gonna pack my pipe.
tropical hazy IPA, really good, fruity. You know, hazy IPA. If you've had a tropical hazy IPA, it's that but better. Okay, and then Strobulus hazy IPA. Again, if you've had an hazy IPA, it's that but better. So that's what we have in the cooler. That's about it. All I brought is some Solid Ground beer to celebrate this being my last day at my current, now former employer, and transitioning to this, which is just much better. So now we have the cooler things. What were we on about before we got all sidetracked in ADD like? Because, you know how it goes. Oh my gosh. So I see you're packing a pipe there.
Yeah, I'm packing a pipe.
Reminds me, I forgot to bring a cigar like I said that I was gonna do.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I appreciate being here. Crash and Dad's chiming in. Paul the Puncher's chiming in. He also wants to know if you got a gravel bike or not.
Yeah. No, did not find the room in the budget between moving to California, buying a house, and all that jazz. But soon I will lock out the forks and shocks on my bike and just call it a gravel bike, because let's be real, I can't afford another bike. That's it. That's all there is
Who
to it.
can? Other than someone like Paul the Puncher can get as many bikes as he wants, all right? All he has to do is make a phone call to Giant, and he's got any bike he wants. Look, I've been taking all the smoke the whole time, Kyle. You can bear with it for a second,
Well,
all right?
you're literally going to take this.
I took one for the team here, okay? The smoke's been going my direction with the wind the whole time, okay? I just want you to be aware of that. Paul, good to see you. Steve's in here, of course. Let's see, Crashing Dad, what does he got to say? I like Crashing Dad a lot.
I love Shane.
Yeah, the Palisade Plunge is opening up. What is the bottom half of Palisade Plunge? I'm curious to see. I do want to make a trip out there and hit that trail. For whatever reason, that excites me. I don't know why. There's some sort of build-up.
Yeah. So as far as when I'm going to go ride it is contingent on how next week goes. I plan on talking to my now new employer about taking time off, because I don't really know yet. We haven't negotiated it. But this weekend? I think it's this weekend that part of like the first half, I don't know if it's the upper half or lower half. I kind of got mixed signals.
Okay.
I think it might be the upper half, but I'm not entirely sure, because the lower half has been a little bit more accessible from Palisade Rim Trail, so I'm not really sure. But they're opening some portion of the Palisade Plunge, I think this weekend. Shane, correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
And but in the next, it's end of May. They're talking about by July opening, I think, the whole thing. And yeah, it'll be great. It's like, so kind of the goal, I guess, is to be something similar to the whole enchilada. Similar but different, you know. I'm just really distracted by, okay, good, you are on yourself. Okay, good. Because I was like, you can't not highlight that. There's a lot of process involved in this pipe situation here.
There sure is.
I can't think straight when I'm watching.
I have wowed Kyle, ladies and gentlemen.
I've never had a pipe. Well, I've had pipe tobacco. Just I've never had it in a. Never mind. We'll move on. And
here's the benefit to smoking a pipe, by the way. I have discovered this. Okay, so a good cigar is approximately $8 to $12 or somewhere in that range, especially with the California cigar
range.
taxes.
I think it's a great range.
I got a whole pack of this tobacco for $6.
Yeah. Okay. So, on that note, I mean, that's like buying a 30-pack of Coors Light versus a 4-pack of some Strobulus from Solid Ground. If I buy a 30-pack of Coors Light, I'm gonna need to drink 30 beers. you know, before they lose their shelf life, right? Whereas if I have a 4-pack, I can stretch that out.
Sure.
And it's much better. Much more enjoyable in between. You know, I guess I don't know if pipe tobacco is more or less enjoyable than cigars.
That's good.
But cigars for me, you can essentially have them as long as you want, as long as you age them well in a humidor. And
It's good.
pipe tobacco, I imagine, has a shorter expiration date.
It's possible, but
I
it lasts for a while.
It loses its freshness, it would probably dry out, and you probably don't keep it in a humidor. So you're essentially incentivized to smoke it quicker, and that's kind of I'm sort of against putting yourself in a situation where you're incentivized to fulfill your bad habits more often. It's just it's a bad algorithm, that. So
Chat, we might be counting on you guys to get us back on track here. This
Yeah.
is I distracted Kyle quite a bit when I lit up this pipe here.
Is there like a bathroom break segment in this podcast?
I mean, you can.
Man, I'd love to take a you know.
The question is whether or not Kyle will know how to turn off his microphone when he goes to the bathroom.
Do I need to? Do you think it's gonna pick it up?
Yeah, it'll pick it up for sure.
I'm just gonna leave it on then for dominance.
Jesus, if I would, yeah, no, please don't. I'm sure nobody wants to hear that.
Okay, I'm gonna take. Can I just leak on the fence, or you have a door?
Yeah, there's
Okay,
a
I
bathroom
see it.
inside the house. Just
Okay.
turn off your microphone.
I'll be right back. I may or may not turn off my microphone.
Please, dear God, let him turn off his microphone.
How do I turn off my microphone?
You got to hold down the power button on the bottom of it.
Again?
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys might hear Kyle peeing, just so you're aware of that. Yes.
Just kidding. Hang on. Turning it off.
Guys, Shane is drunk in a hot tub right now. That I do believe. That I do believe. All right, we're back on track.
Okay, my bike is back.
Is it locked?
You can hear me. This door is locked.
No, it's not.
I swear to God, it is locked.
Okay, go that way. You guys are not seeing Kyle try to kick down the door as we speak.
Okay. Which way did you point? I didn't see.
Go that way.
Oh,
the
that way.
sliding glass door.
Because when you say that way, you know, it could be any way.
Sorry, guys. This is going downhill real
Okay.
fast. Give me just a second. We're going to get back on track. Don't worry. All right, first things first. We need another log on the fire. Here we go.
This door is open. Okay, shutting off mic now.
Whew. All right. Aaron from MTB Adventures, good to see you, man. So let me talk about, I'm not sure that I have the lighting quite right. The problem with this is it started daylight, it's now nighttime. So I wasn't quite sure how the lighting would hold up in this live stream. So you guys can tell me, but basically think about a concept run here. Maybe in the long run we have local riders, like Aaron comes over and we talk about it live on stream. All those things are possible with this setup, but this is really a tech test and I wanted to make sure that it worked. I wanted to see if it was feasible, and one of the things we came into is the wind started kicking up right before the live stream, so which is why you see these little muffy things right here. I wanted to try to negate some of the wind. I'm not sure how the audio sounds on your guys' end, but I assume that we're in pretty good shape. I mean, who knows? I mean, one thing I've discovered is I constantly set myself up for disaster, meaning that every live stream setup I've done thus far has been completely different from the one before it, so that leaves lots of opportunity for something to go wrong. So as a result, you never quite know what's gonna happen, but so far execution's been decent. I think one of the things we came into the last live stream was that the audio delay that came was partially because of a laptop. So I ended up ordering a new laptop to hopefully handle that. And I think that everything is syncing up pretty good on your guys' end. I'm really counting on you, because now we're going for a more casual atmosphere, right? We got our little fuzzy mic here. We've got our pipe, and everything's working out just fine. Did I really get 4 dislikes? That's actually pretty interesting. I kind of want to know more about that. So currently we've gone for about an hour and 40 minutes. Here's what's going to happen. When Kyle finally gets back, did he turn off his microphone, by the way? Did you guys hear that? Bunny, thank you, man. Thank you.
I turned it off. Am I back on now? Can you guys see
Okay,
me?
he's back. Talk.
I wonder what the range is like on these.
I think the range would go to the bathroom. I think it would.
I was wondering. I thought about it. Whoa! It's like a tornado up in here.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're just in time for what I would call the s'more segment. So come on in. Let's strap in together. Let's get into it.
S'more? Oh, yes.
So-
Wow. You got a whole deal there. Did you bring the, what did I say would go, was it bananas that I suggested? Did you bring bananas?
No bananas. No
Peanut
bananas,
butter?
Kyle. But let me unveil this.
Oh my
Can I unveil this on camera? Yeah. Look at what's going on
Ooh,
here.
Some Ghirardelli.
All right, here we go. So, yeah, we're gonna make some s'mores by the fire while we talk.
Ooh,
So
dibs
here you go, buddy.
on the dark mint chocolate.
There you go.
Okay.
Here, you get here. Take this.
Okay,
Take
are
this
we
whole
gonna-
thing. You
No.
start off.
How am I gonna take the whole thing and start off?
Okay, I'm gonna grab this. I'm a classic guy, so I just want Hershey.
Okay.
I don't want any of this
So
fancy
it's just
stuff.
kind of funny. I mean, it sounds like you're gonna start off now.
Well, no, we're all gonna work together on
Let's
this,
get
Kyle.
on camera 3 now.
Okay, camera 2. Here we go.
Camera 3.
Okay,
Camera-
yeah. How was I
yeah.
not on camera? Sorry, guys. This is a disaster.
Embarrassing. Amateurs.
Check Instagram, huh? Okay, let's see what we got.
Okay.
Oh, God. Shane is in a damn hot tub. What the hell? Wow.
Good for Shane. Are we gonna discuss the proper technique or? Let's see here.
All right.
Let me
So
get
everybody in
situated.
chat, let's talk about your proper s'more, okay? Here's, again, we talk about the idea of this being a concept, a proof of concept. I was thinking Fireside Chats would be a great opportunity to sit back, chat, and talk with local riders, local businesses, whatever else. It's a proof of concept more than anything. I'm glad that Kyle could be here tonight, and for all I know, he might be my co-host forever. But here's, we
Lord
can
willing.
sit back, have some s'mores, talk about local business, talk about local riding and all that stuff. And so we're doing that tonight. And I'm glad you guys could be here for this. This is the first ever Calirado Kid Fireside Chat. And the lights still aren't put in the proper spot, but it's okay. I'll sort that out. I know what spacing I need to have happen now.
Don't worry about the lights, guys. Okay, so here's the
Jeez.
thing. Here's
Yeah.
the thing I want to draw up. How much? This is like the age-old question. This is almost more important than are you Democratic or Republican?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you lightly toast the marshmallow or do you stick that shit in the flame and let it burn?
I try to do both, but it ends up burning.
How do you try to do both?
Well, I try to lightly toast, but it always ends up burning.
Well, but that would be the one, not the both.
Well, you know what I'm talking about.
First one.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Let's get down to business.
Okay. See, so here's the thing. I used to think that the goal was to toast it,
Yeah.
and now I've learned, or not now, but a long time ago I learned, what you really want to do is burn that bitch to the ground like a totalitarian government, okay? So come on, I can't get a good flame on here.
Don't need more wood?
Let's see. Always need more wood.
Oh, God. Sorry, guys. This is degrading really fast.
So here's the deal. Marshmallows are pretty much made entirely of sugar, I'm sure.
Yeah, sure.
When you burn the shit out of sugar, what does that do? It caramelizes.
Yep.
Yeah, so more flavor when you burn it.
But like with a marshmallow this size, you basically need to get it warm so that it gets mushy on the inside, and then you fry it to get that final completion.
That's
you know?
fair.
You
This
gotta
is
get the full completion, Kyle.
This is actually, can you go to camera 2 here for a
Yeah,
second?
camera 2. Here you go. Camera 2.
This is a pretty large marshmallow. If we're gonna compare, just like, okay, yeah, it's gotta be, let's see, 5 inches minimum. So pretty big marshmallow. So I guess, putting it in straight flame, we can go back to camera 3 now.
Okay, yeah.
It is taking a good minute to actually cause any burn to go down. So it's sort of toasting naturally. In that case, what I would argue is that what you do is you put it directly in the flame
Yeah.
until you start to see a little browning. Take it off so the outside cools, the inside heats, and then you put it back on the fire. Because what you want to do is char that outside. It's just like a brisket. You want to sear the outside.
It's just like a brisket.
Or a steak.
Yeah.
You want to sear that outside,
Yep.
but the middle still has to be somewhat cooked.
Yep. We're gonna get this going big.
But it ain't done until it's burning. Good God, this is amateur hour.
Oh, I can't tell you how much smoke has been put into my eye over the last
more than your lungs.
course of 2 hours. Yeah. We're gonna go big
Here
or
we
go home,
here we go.
boys.
We are deep in the flame. Here we go, guys.
Yeah, we're gonna go
Okay.
big or go home. All right, here we go.
See that? Camera 3, let her burn.
Okay, wait. Camera
I'm gonna
2. Camera
rotate.
2.
It's like a cigar. When you're smoking a cigar, you gotta kind of rotate a little bit, get an even burn on there, okay? Oh my God, I just got smoke right in my eye.
Okay, here's the question in chat. Would you guys agree with Kyle's methodology here? I think it's a slow roast and maybe a final char, but
teary-eyed.
yeah.
Oh, it's so bad.
How do we get? God, I really wish I had the technical know-how to get Shane's picture in a hot tub. Just picture in picture down below. But I feel like
Here's
I'm
the thing.
overwhelmed with the camera switching already.
I know Shane pretty well, okay?
Yeah.
You don't want that picture on the internet.
Okay, we're talking about. Okay, we're gonna
Unless
get
you can
sidetracked.
monetize.
Hold on, we're gonna get sidetracked for a
we
second
go.
because Ride and Dirty wants to know about Army of the Dead. Let me tell you about Army of the Dead. Army of the Dead, whatever the hell Zack Snyder did, the depth of field was way too much throughout the course of that whole movie. Like, what the hell was going on with the depth of field? They shot it at like a 0.9. If you guys watch that, it's unwatchable. It's crazy. Like, I don't know what the hell they were thinking.
Okay. Go to camera 1.
We're on camera 2.
Camera 1.
Camera 1, that's my camera.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I'm going for the close.
Wait, hold on,
here.
don't move. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
I don't know, that might have been inappropriate.
Way too much bokeh, I'm sure.
Yep.
So I'm not sure if I'm in focus, but here you are.
No, you're not. I'm in focus.
Here, is that
You're
better?
no, it's focusing on my face.
How's that?
Okay, wait, hold on.
How's
Let's
that?
see. Will it focus on that?
Is that
Yeah,
good?
there it goes. Perfect.
Oh yeah, okay. We're working with it. Okay, so we've got some pretty significant char going on here.
Yeah.
But as you can see from the bottom, we still got some white down there.
Yeah.
This is kind of where your discretion comes into play. The middle is going to be pretty marshmallowy. The outside is going to be that caramelized sugar.
Sure.
Don't be afraid of the char. The char is good. The char is gnar. Okay.
Ah! I was so distracted by Kyle's description. My damn marshmallow fell off.
Rookie move.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh. Unbelievable.
Camera 1. Okay.
Okay, we're going back to
focus.
1.
So we've
All right,
got-
I'm not, okay, this
There
is
we go.
awful.
Okay.
Wow.
So what we've got on my end.
I
all
totally
right,
lost the marshmallow.
What we've, you know what?
Okay,
Just go
just
to camera
take over,
2.
Kyle.
Just
Just
go to
take
camera
over.
2.
I'm-
Just
okay.
go to camera 2.
Camera 2, there you go.
Camera 2, we're back. So what we've got here is the, what is it? It's a dark chocolate mint, which, let me just tell you right now, if we're talking sweets and unprofessional Kyle, dark chocolate and mint, whoa, buddy. I don't know how that's gonna go with a marshmallow, but somehow we're gonna work this together like an unlikely pair, which you might have seen somewhere else recently tonight. An unlikely pair.
Wow.
Oh boy. This is, first of all, this marshmallow is overcompensating like a Central Californian guy in a truck, okay?
Oh my God. Dude, wait a minute, hold on. I might have the perfect sound for this. Okay, stand by, stand by. Keep eating that. Hold on, hold on. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, you ready? You ready?
Okay.
Go.
What am I doing?
You're good.
Oh, eating? Okay.
Go, eat again, eat again. Yeah.
First of all, I'm gonna tell you right now. After biting into this, I'm thinking that with a marshmallow this large, we're gonna need a pretty significant chart because the middle is just straight sugary goo. Okay, we're talking like gooier than the Michelin Man in Ghostbusters or the Pillsbury Doughboy. Wasn't it both? It was both, right?
I don't know. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, Kyle.
Yep. Ghostbusters.
Yeah, Ghostbusters.
You don't know what I'm talking about in Ghostbusters. Mr. 80s doesn't know Ghostbusters.
No, I
Is that what
know,
you're
I
telling
know.
me?
But what you don't hear right now, Kyle, is the porn music that I put on
Oh.
underneath.
Oh. Oh god. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh, god.
Oh my God. Absolutely fantastic.
I gotta be semi-professional. Okay. I did mention my future employer earlier in this stream. I really can't get too carried away here.
Okay, for those of you that are just joining us, basically this camera hasn't focused on me for quite some time and I'm a little disappointed about it. The first marshmallow I was cooking fell off, all right, because I was so focused on what Kyle was doing. I was really into it, okay? So I'm currently on marshmallow number 2, and I'm gonna see if I can execute this one properly. You're just joining into the first ever Calirado Kid
wet wipes?
live stream from the
Oh,
fire
buddy.
pit.
Yes, please.
And yeah, I totally screwed up my
You can
first
just
s'more.
come right into shot. It's
You're in the
perfect.
s'more
Just-
section.
If there's anything you can do, it's interrupt
The
the
wife
shot.
is off screen with some wet wipes.
She
Okay?
does not want to interrupt the shot.
It's not the first time she's thrown something at me like that off screen, but it's fine. Everything's under control.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, get us back on target.
Okay.
Spokesman, you're leaving,
First of all,
buddy? I'm gonna miss you,
there's
bud.
a massive
If you guys,
disaster going on here.
okay, let's talk about. Okay, here's a. All right, we're still in here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about some more YouTube things because we got a lot of YouTubers in here.
Are we still on camera too?
Oh my God.
I had the biggest, stringiest white thing going into my mouth. Oh my god. Oh, the mint is doing it. I was skeptical, but it's working. There's no banana and
Oh no, no, no!
What are you talking
I
about?
was about to lose it again.
Oh,
My marshmallow almost took a dive, boys.
look at this rookie. Get back on. Oh,
It
no,
needs
you're
more
on camera
char.
1.
It needs more char. Hold on.
Look at this guy. It's like
It's not enough. I need to
it's
fry
about as
it.
brown as well. Yeah, stop there.
It's awful. Okay, hold on. I blew it. I blew it. All right, we're back. We're back. No more porn music, guys. We're going to keep this serious.
Okay. How long was the porn music going?
It was on for a while. It was on for just long enough to catch all the slow drips out of your mouth. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm sure it was well over the time needed.
Yeah, well over the time needed. Wait until you see what happens when this gets into this mustache, all right? Okay. I know the music's still playing, guys. I can only manage so many cameras and so many musics and so many other things. What I need is a producer. What I need is a producer. Jeez Louise. All right, so you're jumping into the s'more segment of the stream, and let me tell you something about me, okay? First of all, I had a beard for a really long time, and you guys know...
The dick beard.
Yeah, well, it was a regular beard before we got all of that.
It was a dick beard for a while, wasn't it?
No, it was a regular beard. Look.
Oh, okay.
I had a beard for a long time, but basically what happened is it was impossible to eat anything with a beard because everything would just get everywhere. So you'd have what they called flavor savings, right? So after a meal, you could just kind of do one of these and you'd just taste whatever you had earlier on. So s'mores is an especially impossible task because there is no way this marshmallow is not getting in anything that you're eating, right? And so now I got the mustache and there's no way that things don't just kind of stay right here. So here we go, guys. Let's dive right into this. And yeah, okay.
Get in there. Yep, okay. Okay, yeah, oh buddy. Right.
Wow, wow, wow. Wow.
White stuff on your chin, man.
Wow, wow, wow.
That's doing it. I'm gonna be honest with you. It has occurred to me, as you discussed that, let's go to, you're in camera 3. Camera 3 is good. Oh, okay, well, we'll stick with camera 2. Okay, now we're on camera 3. So, something that I hadn't realized is that I have not had s'mores since I started growing facial hair. I'm almost certain, because I'm realizing what Joe is referring to, and that it's in here. It's just in here. Let's get on camera. Yeah, you're on camera. It's in here.
I mean, at this point,
it feels like it. I don't know. I've got these wet wipes now, and that helps.
Look what's happening here. I mean, there's no... Hopefully you guys are screenshotting
it's all
this.
on your chin.
Because yeah, it's out of control. There's nothing I can do about it.
It's not in your mustache.
That's the whole point of s'mores. It's not in the mustache?
No. Maybe
That's
a
impressive.
little bit on the old eastern end there, but that's about it.
Holy crap.
Oh, man.
Man, oh man.
Your wife is fantastic for bringing these. This is a necessity. I don't know what I would be doing if I didn't have the wet wipes.
I might need a wet wiper too.
Yeah, I bet you would.
Okay. We're going to jump back into YouTube discussions. Because Paul's the expert. Paul's the expert when it comes to YouTube. Paul...
you knocked over my beer.
You got plenty more in there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was empty, actually.
Paul sent me a picture not that long ago, a couple days, maybe a day ago, of him using the Skydio drone out on a golf course. Yeah. Incredible shot. Absolutely incredible shot. If you guys haven't seen the Skydio, it's autonomous tracking. It does some really cool hero shots. It can just do its own thing. But he sent me this shot, and as it pivots around him on this like 360 degrees on the golf course, like hitting into a hole, the thing's low on battery. Yeah. And it's about to, it just stops mid-circle, right over the water, and goes into self-landing mode. Because what happens is if it's got no battery, it's got to go, hey, I either crash or I go down soft while I still have enough battery to do it. Yeah. So this thing's going down. And I'm like, Paul, how were you not ready to jump into the water and grab that damn thing? It was like close enough to shore that he could have gotten to it. He said he wasn't even thinking about it. I was like, Paul, you got to get your priorities straight, okay?
Yeah. Yeah, hang on here. Speaking of priorities, there's some weird arrangements going on. Am I gonna have another one of these s'mores? Cause good lordy, that was a hassle. You brought in, oh buddy, some 60%. Wait, hang on. Okay, we've got an issue here. Okay, okay, we got camera 2 going. So I'm staring at 2 Ghirardelli chocolate squares. Okay, we've got dark chocolate, 60% cacao. Okay, and then we have intense dark, 60% cacao. Okay, I don't know if you caught that, but they're the same. And let's go to camera 1. Can you explain to me why are these the same but different? I don't. Okay, let's go.
No, you're good. You're good. You're in focus.
I understand that, but now I'm ready to move on. Okay. But now I'm perplexed because, well, I really like dark chocolate, so I kind of want the intense dark, but they're the same. Oh, you know what? One says evening dreams. I'm not sure what that means, but it's provocative and I like it. So I guess we're gonna go with that guy. Then again, you do, oh, hang on. Okay, you do have, okay. So in objective nature, rather, yeah, you've got a milk chocolate caramel. So I'm biased when it comes to chocolate in that I prefer dark, but milk chocolate caramel, probably the objectively correct choice. However, that's not the choice we're gonna make today. There is another mint.
Look, I can guarantee you no matter what, however many guests I have on the Calirado Kid Fireside chat, no one will go as far into depth as into s'mores as Kyle will, and I appreciate that about him.
I'm what you call analytical. Speaking of which, oh, I dropped that. Oh. Okay, I don't know why I put this down on the ground. That wasn't really thinking straight.
There's nothing sanitary about s'mores, so you don't really have to worry about anything because you're outdoors. We're basically camping at this point. I mean, anything goes when you're camping, as far as I can tell.
The problem is that since I have already had a marshmallow on here, it is quite literally a dirt magnet with all the sugar on there. Okay, whatever. Let's just go for it.
Can I tell you guys a behind-the-scenes story while he preps his next s'more?
Yes, they answer yes. I'll just tell you for them.
I was really kind of hoping. I have discovered recently in this neighborhood there is a skunk on the loose, and I was secretly hoping that the skunk would come in midstream and just like spray one of us.
Are you talking about live stream or mid taking a leak?
No, live stream, mid live stream, Kyle. And so
Pretty
I was
easy to make that.
It's hard to make that distinction, but I was thinking, how great would that be? Like, if I want to get to YouTube superstardom, that might be the trick, because it's whatever the hell I'm doing right now. Whatever the hell I'm doing right now, Kyle, sure as hell isn't working. All right, like there's a lot of effort going in and not a lot of return on it.
You know, well, that's kind of what happens when you get to your age. You know, just taking a leak is kind of a little more difficult, and you know, I get it. It's fine. It's normal, dude.
What do you mean your age, Kyle?
Well, I'm just saying, you know, you're not my age.
How old are you?
What am I, 29? I'm 29.
You're the guy who jumped off the balcony and ruined his Hawaii vacation.
Oh, first of all, you can't ruin a Hawaii vacation. Trust me, I've tried. With a broken clavicle, concussion, and now a bruised heel bone. I can't remember the name of the bone. If you ever look up what the name of the bone for the heel is, it's a pretty cool little name. It starts with a C. It's not coccyx. It's a pretty cool name, though. Fun fact. Man, these marshmallows, either your flame is weak or these marshmallows take forever.
The flame is weak. I'm gonna fix it. Hold on, I'm gonna fix it.
A little bit of both.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna fix it on the fly here. The problem is, you know,
Camera 3? Okay.
I'm trying to maintain a stream. I'm trying to maintain a fire. I'm trying to maintain relationships. All these things are happening all at the same time.
You know, you just put out the best stream that you can, okay?
Yeah, yeah. One unobstructed by any stones. You know what I mean?
No, I have no idea what you mean. Can you please explain?
No.
Elaborate for the audience?
We're losing audience real fast. Don't worry. Don't worry. We won't go for too much longer unless you guys have something specific you want to talk about. All right, look at that. No, you should have kept that going. That was a beautiful shot.
I was keeping it going, just one small blow at a time.
Oh God. What did you just say?
What?
What?
Did you what?
Oh my God.
There we go. Okay.
There we go.
It's called temperature control.
Wow.
It's still a flame.
It's actually a beautiful char. You might lose that thing. It's so perfect.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's what she said.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Wowie, wow, wow.
Welcome.
This really is a work of art. Are we on camera too?
Yeah, you're on camera too.
Oh, buddy. This is something else. This is like a sludge monster from, what's a good, I mean, Moana? Was there something like that? I mean, it kind of, the sludge monster, but you know, the lava monster.
Sure.
The thing, turns into the, whatever, you get it. You get it.
You see, this is what happens when I let Kyle just roam on his own, all right?
I'm in the same place as I got here.
I know. He's great. He's great. He just goes. He talks about a subject and he gets fully involved.
Okay.
Here we go.
This might be a little hot still. I'm kind of.
All right, you guys ready for it?
A little intimidated.
Go ahead.
Are we going for the money shot?
Yep, go.
Okay. Oh, you know what? Cooked to perfection, that one. Much better. The inside is just as gooey as you want it. Okay.
All right, here we go. We're gonna get back on target. All right, here we go. So, God, well, he slowly eats it awkwardly on camera. Now we're gonna pan back to me. So, Wannabe MTB wants to know about our worst ride. In my opinion, my worst ride, and the one that I could think of off the top of my head was the Calirado Kids' Grand Return to Colorado. I did a ride out in, there's a town called Buena Vista, and then the town right next to it, Salida. And Salida is like a big mountain bike town. But the problem is, I was riding solo. I didn't have a lot of research into it at the point. And so I decided, I was like, I'm gonna go to Salida for the day. I'm gonna do this ride. And I ended up riding this trail, and there's a video of it on my website. I think it was called Cottonwood. And I was like, all right, well, you gotta do this climb up. And I looked at the elevation. It was a big climb. Like, it was really big climb. And it was all fire road, but like brutally steep, exceptionally long. I might have been climbing for 2 hours, like I kid you not. The climb was the problem because it was the most arduous climb I've ever made. And as a result, I think I enjoyed the trail less than I might have had I not made that climb. Now, that being said, the trail Cottonwood itself was fairly uneventful. What it was basically like, it was basically coming in and out of a riverbed. And so you basically just go in and out and in and out. And there really wasn't a lot of diversity in the trail. There wasn't a lot of spice. There was a few sections that would give you a little chunk and things like that. But it was like, it was almost like riding a waveform, man. And I just slowly got bored of the whole thing. And again, the climb up might have killed me, but it was the least eventful ride on my Colorado trip. Everything other than that, Buena Vista was incredible. Obviously Grand Junction, riding with the Crashing Dad and RC, and you know, riding Fruta and all those other places were incredible. But that ride it wasn't bad. It was just that, like, I think it had to do with my poor planning. There we go. Boom.
Because the Buena Vista videos actually really made me want to ride Buena Vista, and I had already left there, so unfortunately I didn't get the chance to ride there. Well, you had some pretty fun looking stuff there. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, it occurred to me just then that we probably scared away BKXC with the eating with microphones.
Sure, yeah, he hates that. He hates it.
It's a mesophilia.
Yeah.
I think is the right word for it.
So tell us, Kyle.
Sorry to anyone with that.
Yeah, Kyle, tell us about your worst ride ever.
Oh, which one? Two come to mind. I'm not sure really which is worse off the top of my head, but more kind of, I guess, like the story you had just said. Shane, the Crashing Dad, and I had almost an identical experience with More Fun at the Cocopelli Trails in Fruta, which is that we rode a regular ride of like riding like Horse Thief and I think Steve's. I think we both did almost the same ride. Yeah, I think his was longer than mine, but we did like effectively a full ride, and we wanted to get back to our vehicles. And if you ride like out to Lions Loop and you're done with that, or a ride like Horse Thief and go up to Mary's and go over Mary's to the east, if you look at MTB Project or Trail Forks, the seemingly shortest route is More Fun. However, it's like 1,000 feet of climbing in like a mile. It's a really short trail with a lot of climbing, just insane technical features. And Shane and I both happened to do that trail with the same mindset of getting back to the vehicles, thinking that, oh, it'll be the short one. So much worse. Cover twice the distance at half the elevation gain would be way better.
Yep.
So, yeah, that was really bad. By the end of that trail, I was like really hating mountain biking for a little while. But the other experience was the first time we rode the whole enchilada, which was on a whim in early July. It was hotter than hell. I almost died from heat stroke. No big deal. So that's the other thing.
Somebody wants to know also about our weirdest ride ever. Now, that's something I might have to think about.
Oh.
Did you have one in mind? Because I might have to think about it. So if you got one, you take it.
Well, hang on. I got some sticky white stuff in my mustache here.
I wish I could shoot this in slow-mo, just watching Kyle slowly just wipe his mustache down.
Yeah. Well, hang on. Weirdest ride itself? I'm thinking of weird people that I've ridden with. You know, I feel like all I'm going to do is end up naming people.
I All right, let me take this one
over.
for a second since
Yeah,
you're thinking
go
about
for
it.
it.
So I think about like weirdest ride, not necessarily in a bad way. Like weirdest is in like what I didn't
That's
expect.
what I was trying to transition
right?
into.
Almost
yeah.
like what I didn't expect. So one of the rides that I did was a e-bike adventure in Downeyville. All right, Downeyville, if you guys don't know, is like legendary downhill here in California, and especially out near. It's not Sacramento region, but whatever. So we rent these e-bikes.
I would call that Sacramento region.
There you go. So we go out in this like the back hillsides of Downeyville. And it was completely unexpected every step of the way, like overgrown trails, like just beautiful like vistas that I didn't expect, and everything about it wasn't necessarily weird, but it was all so unexpected that it was like this culmination of this ride that was just like all brand new, right? Whereas like normally you go on a ride, you're like, oh, I'm gonna do some downhill, I'm gonna do some climbing, whatever. But I didn't know what to expect around every turn, and it was just this like great like adventure. It was a great adventure. And like, so that was like, it wasn't necessarily weird per se, but I would say that it was like so unexpected that I just didn't know what to expect around every corner. We're getting cut up by blackberry bushes, just destroyed by poison oak. Like but at the end of the day, you came out of it going like, dude, I can't believe we did that. It was so cool.
Yeah, I think that's fantastic. Those are the kind of trips that you aspire to have. Excuse me. I started thinking, man, all the noises back here are so distracting to me. So there's one other time that started to come to mind as you described that, which was Butter Knife Trail in Grand Junction. It's you might say notorious. It's oh god, it's basically entirely a suffering trail.
Yeah.
It's pain and pain.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're like, okay, the fun part's right around the corner, and I mean it's good in its own right, but also it's just a suffer. It's a suffer that you learn to enjoy. But so I think the first time I ever rode it was by myself, and I had this weird feeling while I was riding it of just like being intensely isolated.
Yeah.
And it's the whole Grand Junction Fruita area. It doesn't take very far outside of town to feel intensely isolated. But that trail in particular was like, man, nobody's on this trail today.
Yeah.
And it was like, man, there could be like, and there literally have been mountain lions and bears in that area, and I'm like, there could just be like some big game out here, like, and I don't know, it was just it almost felt like someone was watching me while I was there, and I don't know, I think I just got kind of paranoid because it was so isolating.
Yeah.
And it was not only isolating, but it was technically challenging and difficult, and with like almost no reward, and I was just like, God, let me get out of here. But, you know, after that, I ended up riding it by myself again another time, so it was there's something exciting about that when you feel like your life might be in danger.
Yeah, slightly in danger. Yep.
Slightly in danger.
So a good buddy of mine, David Hurdle, is also in chat. He's out in Utah now, out in the Salt Lake area. He's a fellow broadcast engineer. He just kind of got into mountain biking fairly recently. We've talked about like bike suggestions and things like that. And he wants to know, like, do we carry toolkits on the ride and what do we keep? So my setup is fairly minimal to a certain degree. A multi-tool usually gets the job done. You can either have like a full-on little pump, or now what I carry is just like a CO2 adapter from Muck-Off, and basically the CO2 canister with an adapter for the valve. Obviously, like, what do you call the tools to get the tire out of the wheel?
Oh, tire levers. Tire
levers. Yep. I'm just getting bombarded with smoke right now, by the way. It's
so
insane. Whose idea was this? But tire levers, you know, a way to pump up the tire, a patch kit, so just like, you know, bacon, you know, a way to pump in and patch the tire, and then a multi-tool. I think in general, that's like the majority of the stuff you'd need, other than a spare tube. Would you agree, Kyle?
Yeah. I mean, I definitely bring bacon, patches, you know, get the pirate thing going. And for a while I was carrying these like bacon strips that I bought somewhere like a long time ago. And I'm gonna be honest with you, the little like tire bacon strips have come a long way in the last like 4 years since I bought mine, and they're pretty outdated from what I've seen. And oh my God, that smoke is coming for me.
Yeah, the wind's kicking up. The wind's kicking up.
There are a lot of really good options out there for plugging tires. I think it's really good to carry some of those. I have not yet resupplied just out of sheer lack of motivation. And I carry the same multi-tool I've had since like the beginning, when I first was like, okay, I need to make sure I have a multi-tool on me. I can never think of the name. Toe Peak, I think.
Top Peak?
Toe Peak?
Top Peak or Toe Peak?
I'm gonna call it Toe Peak.
Yeah, toe peaks. Wait, top peak sounds cooler.
There's an E after the consonant. There's a vowel after consonant. After, you know,
They
it's
named
vowel,
their business
consonant,
Toe
vowel,
Peak?
Toe Peak makes
Let me make a phone call. They should change that.
Yeah, it's T-O-P-E-A-K. I'm almost positive.
Wow.
Which
I'd call them
should,
Top
in,
Peak.
in United States English should say Toe Peak, but
Top Peak. All right, fair
let's
enough.
move
Continue.
on. So I'm almost positive that's what it is. I could very well be wrong, but I think that's what it is. And it has pretty much all the Allen keys you would need, you know, the doodads. And it's got a chain breaker that I have used, not even just on the trail, but like in the garage, because I haven't bought any better type of chain breaker. So I've used that to break a chain and replace a chain twice. When I say break a chain, you know, just pull the rivet out of a chain to disconnect it. And so what do I mean nowadays? Okay, so yeah, I run a what do they call it? Backcountry research strap with a tube, which frankly doesn't even matter which size anymore. I've run 29er tubes, 27.5 tubes.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. I recently put a 27.5 tube in someone's 29er because they ran it flat, and I was like,
I'll put my tube
you need
inside
this-
your 29er. You know what I'm
need this-
talking about, Kyle?
you need this rubber more than I do.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah, so it works. I mean, you just stretch them out. So, in fact, a 29er tube is what got me down the whole enchilada in that 108, 110 degree heat when I almost died that one time. And so it doesn't matter what size tubes. I usually get the cheap ones. So actually, this is a good pro tip real quick. A lot of bike shops, they get bikes for their demo fleets, or they just have bikes to sell. And pretty much everyone goes tubeless nowadays, but they come with tubes in them. And so at least over the edge in Fruta, I'm sure a lot of other bike shops do it. They'll sell the tubes that they pull out of these new bikes for like $5. And that's what I've always done. I have like 5 or so of those, and I just, you know, I get them for $5, and easy peasy. Just carry a few of them if you're going to do some big ride, or carry one of them on a backcountry research strap. And I throw a CO2 cartridge and tire levers in that strap. Do that. Don't think about it. Multi-tool in the fanny pack. That's pretty much it.
So that's a very long answer to the question, what kind of
that really
tools do you
was.
carry?
I'm so bad
Jesus,
at summing
Kyle.
it up.
All right,
Good
let's get it under
Lord.
control for a second. All right, so we've got a controversial topic, and the topic is, you ready for this? Clipless or flats, okay? I'm gonna tell you my viewpoint first, and you're gonna tell me your viewpoint. And first of all, everyone in chat knows that my viewpoint is non-educational. You should never listen to anything I say because I have no idea what I'm talking about. In fact, Paul the punter is quite aware of this because he constantly reminds me there's no such thing as dampening, all right, in a front fork, all right?
Well,
it's damping.
that's not entirely true.
Damping.
If you are riding in the rain, you are literally dampening.
Yeah, but I don't, all right, so here's what we're talking about. I ride clipless, and I don't have a specific reason why I ride clipless. I was riding flats when I first started riding because I didn't want to die, and now I ride clipless because I find that it helps on the climbs to a certain degree, but I never feel completely out of control. The only time that I do is when I'm riding in a situation where basically we're going through nasty, slow-moving chunk. That's where clipless really doesn't shine. But I think,
okay, hang on.
does that make sense?
I feel like that's where clipless is helpful.
No. So on the climbs, but like, say you go to a slow-moving, chunky, where it's hard to get out on a, like, where you're going fast and stuff, being clipped in is great because when you hit a feature, your feet stay on the pedals and all that stuff. But when I'm going like slow at like Rockville or something, and I make this sharp turn, and I don't have the room to get my feet out, and that's when I fall, like, versus like having good, smooth motion.
You're talking about, well, because the last thing you said sounds like cornering, but the first thing you said sounds like technical stuff. I think that,
I can't tell you how much smoke I'm getting in my eyes right now.
Yeah,
Kyle.
it's pretty
I don't know why I
gnarly.
had this idea of a fireside chat.
You know, smoke follows beauty, but you only get to say that when it's coming at you, because otherwise it's just wrong. But
Paul, do you ride clipless, by the way? You ride flats, don't you? Like, I think everybody rides flats except for me and BKXC, right? Kyle's died. That was the perfect shot.
What?
He just doesn't know what the hell is going on.
I'm looking at the chat trying to catch up. You have all this context, and my context is delayed. Anyway.
I personally, I like clipless, but it's not based on anything. It's like, I feel like at some point I need to go back to flats just to learn proper technique, because I find that, here we go. Yeah, there we go.
God dang it.
Sorry. All right. I find that I'm not working on proper jump technique as a result of riding clipless because I'm not doing the proper technique in terms of like shifting body weight and things like that. And we've talked about that before. So there is skills that are lacking because of that.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know. I'm pretty open-minded about it. I really think that you ride whatever's comfortable for you. I rode clipless for a little while, and there are a lot of things I really liked about it. But I think probably at the end of the day, the one thing that makes flats better for me than clips is that if you're just riding with friends and you're not riding like fast pace, you find yourself getting on and off the bike a lot, and it's just kind of like, it's kind of nice to feel like you can just hop on and hop off, because I ride dirt bikes and motorcycles as well, and it's a similar thing of just getting on and riding and then getting off and hanging, and the clips just kind of add a different element of being committed, where, I don't know, I guess psychologically I kind of like not being entirely committed to.
Sure.
However, there have been...
But he's married now, so he's fully committed.
Yeah, no, but, well, you know, we're pretty far along in humanity, and at this point, that doesn't mean a whole lot. It seems like, statistically speaking.
God,
and, so, the thing, where was I? The thing about the
girl, the pudding, the jello pudding pop.
The pudding, okay. Let's not even get, okay. So I don't know. I rode.
No, Paul, hold on, Paul.
Go ahead.
Paul, what I'm saying is, I'm cheating because I'm riding clipped in because I'm pulling up when I shouldn't be. Like, I'm doing the wrong thing. Not the pedals themselves, but like, you know how you should properly shift the weight down to what do you call it? Basically, spring load the bike and get that position. But what I'm doing is pulling up on the pedals. I know I am, and I totally screw it up. So I'm not doing it right. And I feel like I'm just using it as a crutch. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying I'm bad at it.
Yeah, there's a higher probability of overcooking a jump, I think, if you're clipped in, because if you pull up, you pull the bike in a way that shifts your momentum forward, like your rotational momentum is going forward more.
Can I go on record to say that this shot, right at this moment, looks incredible. And this was the vision for the Fireside chats right here. Look at this shot, Kyle. Are you seeing your shot?
I'm seeing it, but I'm seeing it like 15 seconds ago.
That's fine. But what I'm saying is this shot that you guys are seeing right now was the original vision for the Calirado Kid Fireside chats.
Beautimous.
This is gorgeous. All right. I'm going to leave it here for just a second. We got Fire on one side of the screen. We got Kyle on the left, who's just the same amount of fire. And it's beautiful. Like mine, this isn't as good. I need to re-angle this shot. Kyle's shot is what the vision was, right there.
Yeah.
But look at this GoPro.
What is
completely overexposed, disappointing on every level, which is very much like my channel, right? But this shot, right here,
killer.
That's it. I'm just going to leave it here for the rest of the night.
The magic 50, the nifty 50.
Which, by the way, we've been going for 2 hours and 20 minutes thus far.
Boy, howdy.
If there's something specific you guys want to talk about before we close it out this evening, I want to say thanks to everybody who's been here so far. I feel like I'm disappointed that my shot doesn't look as good as Kyle's. Now I feel inadequate, and I feel like I just need to rethink this whole thing, and maybe I'll be on that side next time. I'm going to put some lights back here. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I feel like you may have benefited from, okay, well, let's see here. I was going to say the lights behind the chairs would be cool, but you do need a little bit of a backdrop in order for them to reflect.
I'm missing something here. I'm missing something
Fire
here. There,
really
beautiful.
Going now. This would have been a great time to light the marshmallows.
I originally thought about the idea of putting this into audio form, but it's a goddamn mess, Kyle.
Yeah, no, it's carried away now.
Yeah.
It's been carried away.
There you go. Well, with that in mind, I think it's about time we're going to call it an evening. We've been at it for 2 hours and 20 minutes. We've been just... Oh, God. That definitely got captured. Crashing Dead says, good night, dudes. Love you guys. Look, I appreciate everybody jumping in here. I know it's a Friday night. There could be better things to do, but I appreciate you guys taking the time to spend it with us. This is a trial. I wanted to sit by a fire, and I wanted to sit and have some mountain bike conversations by a fire, and hopefully it all makes sense. I was trying to run multiple cameras. I was trying to set all this stuff up, and I think it worked okay. I think the audio was good. I think the shots were good.
I think that's a good assessment. It worked okay.
Did you say it worked okay?
Yeah, it worked okay.
Well, your shot looks really good, Kyle. I'm really jealous right now. Not only did Kyle steal the show in my news broadcast where he took all the screen time, okay? Now he's got the best shot. Look at this guy.
It's so hot.
Oh my God. All right.
No,
Look,
I
if
really
you haven't
can't position myself any better.
if you haven't liked this yet, like it. I mean, I don't know what that does for me. Probably nothing, but I appreciate
Let's be
it.
clear. Don't intrinsically like it, physically like it with your finger on the thumbs up button. There we go.
Yeah. And anybody in the chat, Paul the Punter is a great shit talker also, and I always appreciate him. He loves to stir the pot, and he is an awesome supporter of everything we all do. He's a true professional that we can only hope to be. So yeah, don't worry. It's all in good fun. And I think you guys have all learned at this point that you can make fun of me. I can handle it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Anyways, we're going to call it a night. I'm not quite sure how to end this live stream. This is all new to me. I'm using a new program and all this stuff. The donation alerts were cool. I don't know if you guys were here earlier, but I got the sound to work on the donation alerts. So when you make a contribution or whatever, like people were donating, what do you call it, super chats. I got a custom super chat overlay set up with sounds. Like that's all new. So all this stuff is just work in progress to perfect the craft. And I appreciate you guys being here and letting me do this stuff and kind of fine tune some of these things and work on them and just make it better and better. And ultimately that's the goal. That is the goal. So I appreciate you guys hanging out. What else can we say? Should we throw a few more cameras in? There's Kyle.
Boy howdy.
Boy howdy. Captain's Cog is here. You were silent most of the night. Wanna be MTB, thanks for stopping in. Moon Rabbit Shovels, I appreciate you. Hopefully you caught the chat. We did answer your question earlier from Instagram. But with that in mind, Trail Mesh, good to see you guys. Thanks for hanging out on a Friday night. We're gonna call it a night, and we will see you on the next one.